Fade it out. Hello. Hello, welcome. Hello and welcome to this illegal weeknight stream. I'll be honest, I was bored. I was bored and I felt like playing this game because I've been wanting to stream it. Why, you ask? I don't know. I honestly don't. But here I am doing it. And it'll be great. It'll be great. Because we're gonna make it great. Together. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I don't have a whole lot to say. We're gonna go. We're gonna go. The title of the stream is Amnesiac Joins Fairy Tale Mafia, and that is in fact the plot of this game. I did, detective. Thank you. Thank you for hearing the get up and stretch chime. The 2 a.m. get up and stretch chime. I'm gonna turn the volume down. I don't know. I should have tested how loud the game was. Oh, video game. There you go. Wait. Ugh. God damn it, it's Tuesday! How is this possible? How is it but no, it's 2 a.m. I don't care that it's Tuesday. Wait, it's not Tuesday. Yes, it is. Hi, Bina. Thank you. Uh.
OZMAFIA.
Welcome to OZMAFIA. Let's turn that down just a smidge more. I feel like the main menu is probably going to be louder than the rest of it. Oh boy. Okay. Oh my goodness, how could I forget? Hang on. Wait. Nope, it's, oh my god. Oh no. Putting it in full screen was a mistake. Because now my whole... That is okay. Here it is. So, there's something that I must explain about this video game. Actually, hang on, let me... Okay, don't worry about that. We'll be going back to full screen in a bit. Right now, there's something that I must establish about this game. This is gonna drive me insane. It's gonna drive me insane. Okay. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Right here? Yes, okay. This is a screenshot from the game's website, which I can't find. I tried to find it earlier, and I can't find it. So I'm glad I took this screenshot, like, 5 years ago or whatever. Here's what we're dealing with. This game is strange. It's strange and stupid, and I love it to pieces. Alright, so, for simplicity's sake, let's go over here first. This is us. This right here. This is Fairy Tale Palace. There's not a thought in that head. Not one. Let's look out here, to the outside routes. Outside routes. There are 7 characters. I forgot the name. I'll be honest, I did a quick Google search before the stream, and I didn't find it in time. I might look more later. Oh, it's behind my head. Okay. There are 7 characters with routes outside of Familia Oz. We'll get to that. Scarlet, Pache, Caesar So, Robin Hood, the brothel employees, we'll get to that, and 1 hidden character. Each route has at least 2 endings. After completing a route, bonus scenes will unlock in each route, and once you've collected every single ending, the grand finale will unlock. And the epilogue. So that's... Sure, this is all standard fare. Standard dating sim fare. Sure, uh-huh. regular stuff. Over here, we have the Oz routes, the Familia Oz, and what they call the triangle system. This route switch is only available for these three. Once you're on the route of one of the Oz boys, you'll enter the triangle route of your chosen Oz and a rival, whichever of the other two has the second highest affection score. Your decisions during the triangle route will determine whether you stay with your initial choice or switch to the rival. So, in the example here, this fine young lad is Axel. We chose Axel as our beloved. And now over here, we have Kyrie. Kyrie? Yeah, sure. He's like, hey, what if me instead? But in this stay put end scenario here, we reject his advances and stay with Axel. Huzzah. Yeah. But over here, Karamia is like, but what about me? Note that these two things cannot happen simultaneously. This is just a flowchart for an example. And in this switch routes universe, we're like, yeah, sure, why not? Switch routes. Blocked by my head. We're like, yeah, okay. And Axel gets cucked, and we go with Karamia instead. So that's the triangle system. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy because. Hang on. It means. Didn't. It means that in order to 100% this game, to get all of the endings and all of the CGs, this is our checklist. I'm sorry for the flashbang. This is just a notepad. This is what we're working with. So, for example, hang on, can I, even bigger, enhance? No, not that big. The important part is this stuff up here for now. Don't worry about all this. So, thank you. We have what's called the pure love route. That's the stay put that we described earlier. It's referred to as pure love. You're not penalized, by the way, for switching. It's a completely valid option. There are no bad endings in this game, which is something that appealed to me. There's just what they call happy and bittersweet. So basically, good ending and best ending. Okay? So, we have pure love, happy, and bittersweet. I don't remember if they use happy and bittersweet for the swap endings, so I just put Switch 1 and Switch 2, like Nintendo. And then, here's the fun part, is that if you want to get all of the CGs, you have to go through every permutation. So you have to, with Karamia here, you have to switch from Karamia to Kiri. You have to switch from Karamia to Axel. You have to reject Kiri, and you have to reject Axel. You need all of the permutations because they each have a unique CG. It's a lot. It's so much. And god damn it, I loved this shit. Can I? Yes, I can. I loved this shit. It was good. It was excellent. All of this fucking planning did excellent things for my brain. And on top of that, I had a bunch of beautiful anime boys telling me I'm special and that they love me. And that is never a bad thing. Okay. So now with all of that out of the way, we can begin. OZMAFIA! He does not. He does not. He does not. If he does, he has a very juvenile way of showing it. like throwing things at me and calling me names, and I don't appreciate it. Harumph. Oh yeah. I have it in my head somewhere that there was some kind of message that they put out for content creators, but this game is from 2013, so I don't know if it's still... whatever. It's fine! We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. New game! Oh yeah, this game is like, I would say like 75% voiced. I suppose I can voice the rest. Whatever. He's going to kill me. He's going to kill me, he's going to kill me, he's going to kill me. He's going to kill me, 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 he's going to kill me. We're off to a great start. I can't escape the footsteps behind me. If he catches me, he's going to kill me. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Oh boy. I don't want to die, I don't want to die, I don't want to die. Oh boy. We're off to a great start. I'm not reading that. You get the fucking... I don't want him to kill me, I don't want to die, I want to live. My heart and body are running on pure instinct. I want to live! Let's do some volume mixing here. Turn that down. Do that too. Keep the voices high. By all means, Bina, do as you must. And then turn that up a smidge. Oh yeah, it's in Japanese. And they go with the book canon, not the movie, because the slippers are silver and not ruby.
その先にあるエメラルドシティに住むオズの魔法使いに会い故郷へ返してもらうために黄色のレンガ道を仲間と共に
Oh no. What did I do?
旅の先ずっと先にあった未来旅の後きっと思い描いた未来
Okay, some button that I pressed for turning off my hands made us fast forward a bit. Don't know which one. I guess I just need to do that manually and not press the hotkey. That's inconvenient. I'm probably gonna keep my hands mostly off then. We all know the story of the Wizard of Oz.
灰色で虹色無色で極彩色消えていくかけらを心に留めて私の道はあなたへと続く
Information slowly filled the girl's foggy mind. Oh, it's third person. Like a story, I guess. Cold sand bit into her cheek and fingers. Her eyelashes quivered as she slowly opened her eyes. I have seen Casablanca. It's been a very long time, but I have seen it at least once. Huh? Where? Putting her hands to the ground, she sat up to look around. The color of the walls, the shape of the pebbles blanketing the ground, the smell of the sand hanging in the air, none of it was familiar to her. The only thing she knew for sure was that she'd woken up in a dark alley somewhere. Where am I? She stood up unsteadily. but the higher vantage point failed to clarify her situation. Hmm? She could feel someone's gaze on her back and slowly turned around. Happy Pride. Hi. Who is he? His silver hair swayed gently in the breeze. The eyes peeking out from beneath his hair were clearly fixated on the girl. The intensity of his gaze made her instinctively take a step back. I shouldn't just ignore him. She gulped and forced herself to speak up. We have our first choice. Oh well. Hello. Hello. No response. I guess he doesn't want to talk to strangers.
やっと見つけた。
Huh? Found me? Do you know me?
貴様は俺の獲物だ。
Oh, okay. Oh, is that it? So I'm your prey?
来い。壊してやる。
Wonder if... Hostility emanated from him as he pointed his large blade at her. Very literal, by the way. Can I? Not that button. Yes, that button. I have to get out of here. Very literal. Driven by instinct, her body began to move by itself. The moment he raised his blade over his head, the girl turned on her heels and bolted. I don't know where I should go, but I know I have to get away from him. Where should I go? Excuse me, coming through. She weaved through the crowd, her feet carrying her ever forward. There was nothing familiar to her about the busy street or the surprised pedestrians making way for her.
待て、獲物。
Absolutely not! What should I do? What should I do? All she could think about was running. The rest would have to come later. If he catches me, he's going to kill me. We're back on this. He's going to kill me. Don't you dare! Okay, good. Can't escape these footsteps behind me. Uh-huh, yeah, we've been here before. Uh-huh, yeah. Uh-huh, yep. Uh-huh, yeah. Eep! Suddenly her foot caught on something, sending her flying toward the ground. I tripped. The girl closed her eyes as she felt herself fall. Roblox oof.wav. But the impact and pain she'd been anticipating never came. Oh, it's like seeing an old friend. Timidly, she opened her eyes. I wouldn't call that red. A red-haired man was holding her. I wouldn't call that red. That's like a light orange at best.
怪我はないかい、お嬢さん。
Oh, no, thank you.
大丈夫に決まっているでしょ。あなた自身が彼女を受け止めたのですから。
I'll be honest, it feels really weird. It feels really weird. It feels really weird. Reading this out. I don't like saying the character's lines. I don't know. I'm in the conversation. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Ugh. I don't like it. I'm going to stop. I'm very sorry, but I'm going to stop. I'm officially going to stop reading out loud. But then I have to... I guess I could, but then I have to... It's a whole thing. I'll try.
キリエ、彼女に足を引っ掛けなくても立ち止まらせる方法はいくらでもあっただろう。そうですね。けれど、カラミヤがどうにかしてくれると信じていましたから。
How is the volume, by the way?
お前な、
Thank you very much for saving me. Your names were...
カラミアだ。こっちの性格悪いのがキリエな。
Mr. Karamiya and Mr. Kiryu.
まるで初めて知ったような口ぶりですね。
Huh?
首をかしげたいのは私の方です。この町の、とりわけこの地区で我々を知らない者はいませんから。言われてみればそうだな。お嬢さんはどこの？
追いついた。
Gasp.
獲物、俺から逃げられると思ったか。さあ来るんだ。その命食らってやる。
Sir, please.
ああ、すみません。あなたのことをすっかり忘れていました。離れの森の異端者さん。
Heretic?
おいおい、知らない相手に追いかけられてたってのか。あいつは町の外の森に住んでるウォルなんとかっていう集団の。
Trailing off and scratching his cheek with a finger, he turned towards Kiryu.
ウォルフガングの棟梁シーザーです。
Isa.
なあ、そうそう、そういう名前だ。
Mr. Caesar. Even when she spoke his name aloud, it didn't ring any
壊
bells.
す。
穏やかじゃねえな。ま、いつものことだがよ。キリエ、お嬢さんを任せたぜ。
Mr. Karamiya? That instant, Kiryu firmly grasped her outstretched hand.
そばを離れないでください。暴力沙汰に巻き込まれたいんですか？私はごめんですね。面倒事は嫌いなんです。
But...
心配しなくても、いつも通り丸く収まりますよ。
normally? Lowering his stance, Caesar charged forward at Karamiya. The screen shook. He took aim at Karamiya and swiftly swung his sword at him. Karamiya took a half step back to dodge, then promptly closed the distance between them. I forgot! Before Caesar could react, Karamiya had drawn his pistol from its holster and pressed its muzzle to Caesar's forehead. He has a gun.
ここはオズの縄張りだ。銃刀の使用、暴力沙汰は一切禁止している。蜂の巣になりたくなければ、今すぐ去れ。
I forgot he just has a gun. Somehow I forgot that there were guns.
蜂の巣という表現は好きではありませんが、的確な比喩だと思いますよ。
Kiryu let go of the girl's hand and snapped his fingers. He cast gun. At his signal, men in black suits appeared to surround Caesar. Like Karamiya, every single one of them trained their own handgun onto him.
ち
Caesar grabbed Karamiya's gun and shoved it away. The men in black suits tensed up, ready to fire at a single word from Karamiya.
いい、警戒を解け。
Karamiya raised his right hand and the men lowered their weapons.
さあ、行け。
獲物、覚えておくがいい。その首をかき切るのはこの俺だ。
Bye.
獲物ね。あなた、シーザーとはどのような関係なんです？
I, don't know. He was just standing there when I woke up, and before I knew it, he was shoving that sword in my face. I didn't even know his name until now.
そういえば、お嬢さんの名前は何なんだ？
Ojo-san. Huh?
名前だよ。まだ聞いてなかっただろ？
It's... Huh?
おや、どうしました？
She couldn't remember her name. And it wasn't just her name that she couldn't remember. Her entire mind seemed to be engulfed in a thick fog. She couldn't pull up a single memory. I'm in an unfamiliar town with unfamiliar people, and I don't even know who I am. A wave of anxiety rolled through her body, paralyzing her with helplessness. I don't know. Who am I? Then we died. Game over. Short game. Hang on.
You've been here before. You'll be back, I'm sure. You feel your prayers never heard, but I hear each word. I'm faithful and I'm seeing you through. Do you know how great my love is for you? I love you more than anyone before, and I'm gonna love you for the rest of your life.
Love you more than anyone before. I'm gonna be there for the rest of your life.
Just know
2013. What a game. What a video game. And now immediately turn it back down. I don't remember where the volume was though. Cause I had to crank because we had the music volume down so low. I had to crank the volume in order for it to, you know. Oh yeah, we have different clothes now. That's nice. When she next awoke, a ceiling fan greeted her eyes. Soft noises whispered from it as it slowly turned round and round. She sat up a bit and realized that someone had laid her on a couch and covered her up with a blanket. I don't know where I am again. Her confusion filled her with despair.
起きたのか
Huh?
動くな呼んでくるから
Get them? Get who? He left. I don't know who that was. I don't know anything.
よ、お嬢さん、気分はどうだ？
Hello. Mr. Karamiya, Mr. Kiryu.
私たちの名前は覚えているのですね。ご自身の名前はご存じないというのに。覚えてないってことか？そうなのか、お嬢さん。
Yes.
ほら、私の言った通りじゃないですか。お前は時々嘘をつくから、いまいち信用できないんだよ。
そんなことない
おやおや、珍しいですね。私を擁護してくれるのですか、アクセル。
時々じゃないキリエは頻繁に嘘をつく
その通りだな。
Karamiya sat down on the table next to
キ
the
リアの
couch.
言う通りだとしたら、名前がわからない上に、この町の住人じゃないんだよな。ええ、証を探しましたが、見つけられませんでした。
Villager? Mark?
町の仕組みも分かっていないのか
Sorry.
問題ないさ。わからないのなら、これから知ればいい。それだけのことだ。あんまりツンケンするなよ、アクセル。すべきことは山ほどありますが、まずはこの町と私たちのことを説明するとしましょう。この町はいくつかのファミリーで管理しています。私たちはオズファミリー。ちなみにボスはカラミアです。
I love it here. The Don, is that the most important person in the familia? It's.
まあそうなるな。
Oh boy. It already begins. We haven't even given our name yet. Why did you confirm if I want a quick save? It's a quick save. It's supposed to be quick. I mean, I guess now that you mention it. Now that you mention it, I guess you do seem like you could be a Don.
気がじゃなくて実際そうなんだよ。
Hmm.
まあ肩書きを気にせず付き合ってくれ。堅苦しいのは苦手なんだ。
Okay. As I said, not a thought in that head. Not one.
コンシリエーレ2番目に偉いやつがキリエだ。何か困ったことがあったらこいつが何とかしてくれる。
面倒ごとも他人のために働くことも大嫌いなんですけどね。仕事ですから仕方なく何とかしてあげています。
Kiri seems like a kind person, but he doesn't hesitate to speak his mind either. If Karamiya is number 1 and Kiri is number 2, does that mean Mr. Axel is number 3?
あんたには関係ない。
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
アクセル、そういう態度はやめろって言ってるだろ。
ですが、彼女は僕たちのファミリーではありません。
ボスの言うことには従わねばならない。従順であれがポリシーのあなた自らが規則を破ろうとするとは滑稽ですね。
僕はカポレジーム。他に言うことはない。
Thank you very much. Mr. Axel's kinda scary.
その他ソルジャーを数十名抱えています。大半は屋敷外にいますけどね。そんな者たちにあなたは拾われてしまったんですよ。
Oh, did they... Well, thank you for that.
はあ、なぜ感謝するんだ。実質さらわれたようなものだろう。
If you hadn't saved me, Mr. Caesar might have killed me. Thank you doesn't even begin to cover it.
お嬢さんは面白いな。個人的に手放したくない。
His little fangies. I forgot he has little fangies. Very cute.
カラミヤの個人的な感情を抜いても手放す気はありませんよ。他のファミリーには譲りたくないですし。
Cut me loose. Another familia.
それは
There was a knock at the door, and then a man in a black suit entered the room, bowing his head to the three men. Preparations for the meeting are complete, he whispered to Karamiya. Oh, sorry. Preparations for the meeting are complete.
サンキュー。下がってくれ。
I like how the text is in Italian, but he just spoke in English. Very good. I love it. The man in the black suit bowed his head again and left the room. Kiryu gazed at her as he picked up his hat from the table.
二度手間を省くために他のファミリーについては会合で説明することにします。さあ、行きましょう。
We're going out?
ああ、その前に一つだけ先にやるべきことがあるけどな。
やるべきこと？
お嬢さんの名前を決めないと、これと呼ぶわけにはいかないだろう。記憶が戻るまでの仮名でいい。お嬢さん、適当に決めてくれないか？
Huh? Me?
俺たちに好き勝手呼ばれても困るだろう。本人が納得できる名前じゃないとな。
Why, yes, I will decide for myself. Alrighty then, I've got it. Oh, there's a pop-up window. It didn't show up. Hang on. Oh, well, that's the display capture. So small. Why is it so small? Well, her default name is Fuka. That's all you need to know. We can't have that. Well, yes, I do. Please call me Palace.
どのような意図でその名を？
Sir, you're very close. It was just the first thing that came to mind. Is it strange?
いいえ、素敵な名だと思っただけです。
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Kiryu.
どういたしまして。
There is not a single thought in Fairy Tale Palace's head. Not one.
急に呼び出して悪いな。集まってくれて感謝する。
Carmia and the others had led her into the room through a heavy door. All eyes were on her in an instant, making her gulp.
どうかリラックスしてください。この場は安全ですから。
Kiryu snaked his hand around. Oh no, 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 I can't. No, I can't read. I cannot speak about myself in the third person. This was a mistake. I'm not reading anymore. If there was a thought. There was a thought in Fairy Tale Palace's head. It would be that... Oh, it's a very lovely day outside. I wonder what I should do today. Perhaps I should go for a walk through the marketplace. Perhaps I could pick up some bread from the bakery. It smells nice, that bread. Oh, look, a flower. Oh, butterflies. Those are the kind of fleeting thoughts that go through Fairy Tale Palace's head. But overall, it's just... Ghost Town. I cannot speak about myself in the third person. A little bit of that, yes. I don't know if I can continue to read this. This was a mistake. I cannot speak about myself in the third person. This is why I don't read self-insert fanfic. I can't do it. No. Yeah, it's tempting. It sure is tempting, isn't it? I hate it here. Whatever, whispered into her ear. She, because this palace is a she-her. Fairy Tale Palace is a she-her. And we love that for her. She took her seat in the chair between Carmia and Kiri as she was instructed. Axel stood behind the three of them, keeping an eye on the other familia as they took their seats.
まだ全員揃ってないようだな。
Carmia set his elbows on the table and looked at that. Taking a cue from him, referring to her as that.
待ち時間の間、あいつらを紹介してやるよ。覚えられるだけ覚えとけ。
Okay.
あそこにいるガキの集団はグリムファミリー。赤ずきんをかぶってるのがスカーレット。陽気なのがヘンゼル。陰気なのがグレーテルだ。
Scarlet, Hansel, and Gretel.
3人ともカポレジームでグリムにボスはいない。まとめ役はスカーレットだな。
The
あっ
woman?
ちの細々した集団はアンデルセンファミリー。よく喋るのがボスのアンデ。喋らないのがカポレジームのエリング。小さいじいさんがコンシリエーレのメリサスだ。
I've already forgotten how to say those names. Got it. Andy, Ailing, and Melissus.
で、あっちの猫姉ちゃんは長靴ファミリーのボスのパシェ。まだ来てないのがハイジファミリーのヘイディだな。
Pache and Heidi. Pache! My darling. So Familia Grimm is Scarlet, Hansel, and...
グレーテルだ。ま、一気に覚える必要はないさ。ファミリー同士関わり合いにならないのがベストだしな。
あら、もうお揃いなわけ?
Hi, Heidi. Heidi's large frame lumbered into the room.
遅い、遅すぎるぞヘイディ。帝国に着席するのが決まりだろうが。
Huh, you know, now that I think about it, Pache is kind of Utana-coded. Huh. Huh. Neat.
うるさいわね。あんたたちと違って私は忙しいんだから来てやっただけでもありがたく思いなさいよ。
Heidi snorted and sat down in her presumably custom-made extra-large chair. Axel whispered something into Kirye's ear. At that, Kirye stood up and bowed deeply.
こたびは緊急の招集にもかかわらず、
前置きはいらない。要件だけ話してほしい。
それもそうですね。本日の午後、我が領地にて記憶喪失の少女を保護いたしました。こちらがその少女です。
Pleased to meet you all. She stood up in a hurry when she heard her name. She thought she ought to say something, but underneath the pressure of the gaze's director at her, she couldn't get her tongue to cooperate. Instead, she merely bowed her head and quickly sat back down.
体を調べた結果、どのファミリーの刻印も見当たりませんでしたので、オズで預かることにしました。何卒よろしくお願いいたします。
You didn't mention earlier that you, quote, examined my body. You failed to mention that. Bad touch.
ずるいぞオズ。アンデたちのテリトリーは人が少ない。だからそいつをアンデによこせ。領地が狭いのはあんたたちが無力で無能なだけじゃない。バーカ。バカだと？バカって言った方がバカなんだ。バカ！アンデ、落ち着いて。うるさいチビ。口に手榴弾を放り込んだら黙ってくれるの？試していい？
Oh yes, how could I forget? Hansel and Gretel just love explosives.
おお、ドカンとやっちゃえ、グレーテル。
やめるんだグレーテル。ヘンゼルも煽るんじゃない。
ごめんごめん。
主も冷静になるべきですぞ。
グレーテルがアンデのファミリーをけなしたんだぞ。アンデは悔しい。メリサスは悔しくないのか？
もちろん悔しいですとも。しかしながら実際我らは未熟ですからな。この場で暴れてはペナルティを受けることになります。テリトリーがさらに狭くなりますが、よろしいので。
それは困る。
ならば口をつぐみましょうぞ。キリエ殿、話の続きをどうぞ。
ありがとうございます。しかしながら要件はもう終わりました。
あんた、その小娘を紹介するためだけにわざわざこの私を呼んだの？
I'm sorry.
はい。事前に事情を説明しておけば、後々厄介なことになりませんから。
知らない！失礼するわ。
Heidi shot Kyrie a glare as she stood up and stormed out of the room. The other Familiae followed suit and filtered out of the room as well. Only Familia Oz remained in the room. Miss Heidi sure was upset.
怒ってないさ。あいつはいつもああなんだ。さて、今の会合でお嬢さんにはオズの庇護があることが明らかになった。これで平穏な暮らしができる。ルールさえちゃんと守ればな。
Protection?
この町では例外を除き、いずれかのファミリーに属さなければならない。
お嬢さんには所属するファミリーを選ぶ権利がある。自分の意思で決めるまで俺たちが世話してやるっつうことだ。
My decision.
ファミリーは家族だ。簡単に乗り換えられるものじゃないから慎重に選ばないとな。
Family. The word warmed her heart like a light in the darkness. They were going to give her, a stranger, shelter until she found a place to live. The kindness they were showing her made her feel grateful and a bit guilty. Why are you all being so nice to me, Mr. Carmia? If it weren't for my memory, you wouldn't have any reason to take me in.
ご心配なく。利用価値があるかどうかを決めるのはあなたではなく私たちですから。あなたが自身の未来を見出すまではおとなしく利用されててください。
キリエって言うことがいちいちねちっこいっつうかなんつうかなあ、アクセル。
そんなこと僕に振られても困ります。
さてと、ここでの用事は済んだんだ。そろそろ行こうぜ。
Are we going back to the mansion?
はい。そしていいえです。ロビン・フット先生、連れてきましたよ。
ああ、いらっしゃい。なるほど。君が噂の少女だね。
You're...
僕はロビン・フット。シャーウッド診療所を営むこの町で唯一の医者だよ。
Yeah, and this is Robin Hood just as you remember him.
先生に治せない病気はないんだ。 名医ですって顔してるだろ。
Doctor. He repeated part of what Carmia had just said as she gazed at Robin Hood. He's wearing all black and even has a beak. He almost looks like a crow.
どうしたんだい？何か質問でも？
Oh, no, I was just thinking you look kind of like a crow. Not one thought.
僕がカラス？
Robin Hood. Ah, I'm sorry, that was extremely rude of me.
頭を下げないでくれ。つい最近他の子にも言われたからそう見えるのかなと思っただけだよ。
そんな姿をしてるんだ。カラス呼ばわりされても仕方ないよな。
まあそうだね。立ち話はこの程度にして診察を始めようか。さあこっちへおいで。
There were two small chairs sitting next to a table. Robin Hood took a seat and the woman sat across from him.
口を開けて。じっとして。
She was a bit confused, but she followed his instructions. With that, he began examining her with practiced hands. He closed her mouth and touched the sides of her jaw, then put his hands on her cheeks and gently pulled her eyelids down with his thumbs to inspect their color.
見たところ健康そうだ。気だるかったりどこか痛むところはないかな？
No, I'm fine.
そうか。なら問題ないね。
Robin Hood turned toward the table and pulled out a new file. Its cover had her name written on it in bright red ink. He opened it up and noted the results of his examination.
この町に住む人々の健康はほぼすべて僕が管理している。何かあったら遠慮なく尋ねてほしい。
I have an idea. This'll only take a moment. Her name is now an alias. I've solved the problem. Oh no, oh no, oh no. No, 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 no. God damn it. No. Dear God, no. Hang on. God. Shit. Okay. Except now we actually need to watch because... Up. And up.
そんな姿。
Good. We're exactly where we left off. Just gonna do that real quick. Thank you, I will. Easy. Problem solved.
おい、戻ったぞ。
Several soldati came out to greet Karmi and the others. One of them came up to Kiri and whispered into his ear.
そうですか。ありがとうございます。
Kiri nodded without sparing so much as a glance toward the soldato before turning back toward Axel.
アクセル、私とカラミアは用事がありますので、彼女を案内してあげてください。
どうして僕が？
そう言うと思い理由を先に述べたのです。命令は絶対ですよね、アクセル。
Axel glanced at an alias. Aha! This is so much better already. And then Kiri before nodding with a sigh.
了解。
What? No! Fuck! Shit! I hit the wrong button! Ah! I hate it here. I was thinking about skip and then I meant to hit auto. And you're maybe wondering, Palace, why are you hitting auto? It's so I don't accidentally go forward before they're done talking.
了解。ついてこい、客人。
Okay. She followed Axel into a garden next to the mansion. The evening dew on the lawn felt nice and cool against her legs.
土曜の夜に仕事があるわけがない。用事なんて口先だけだ。きっと飲みに行ったんだ。 そうに違いない。
Cornelius glanced up at the night sky as she walked behind Axel, listening to him grumble to himself. Just one strange thing after another. She was in an unfamiliar land and under the protection of unfamiliar people she'd only just met. And it wasn't as if her surroundings were the only thing she was confused about. Still couldn't remember a single thing about herself. I wonder why I feel like everything's going to work out. Was it because Karamia seemed trustworthy? Or was this just her naivete? Probably that one. She didn't feel a single bit anxious thinking about what was to come. In fact, her heart actually swelled with anticipation. This is much better than being pessimistic, right? Oh, dear sweet thing. My sweet summer child.
着いたぞ。入れ。
This is
今日からここがお前の部屋だ。
my room.
庭で野宿させるわけにはいかない。つまり、そういうことだ。
What is he talking about?
詳しくは、明日の朝にキリエにでも聞けばいい。
Mr. Axel? He left. I wanted to thank him. Once he left, she lowered her hand and headed towards the center of the room. Whatever. She turned in a circle, looking over the space. What a lovely room. It's really like something out of a dream. Just as she was about to examine the room's furnishings more closely, a yawn passed through her lips. Maybe I should go to bed now so I can enjoy myself tomorrow. Sat down on the bed and stretched her arms towards the ceiling. I'm not going to wake up in the morning and realize this was all just a dream, right? Well, even if it does turn out to be a dream, that's fine too. Even if everything turned out to be a mere fantasy, it would still make for a wonderful memory. Good night, Mr. Karamia, Mr. Kiryu, Mr. Axel. Call him Kairi. Kairi Kingdom Hearts. Old?
お嬢さん、起きてるか？
Ojo-san. That voice, it's Karamia's. Good morning, Mr. Karamia.
おはよう。よく眠れたか？
Yes, like a baby. Are you sure it's okay to lend me such a lovely room?
ああ、お嬢さんのために作ったものだからな。
For me?
物置を改装させたんだ。男ばかりの屋敷に寝泊まりさせるわけにはいかないだろう。
Oh, well, thank you very much for everything.
喜んでくれたのならそれでいいさ。腹減ってるだろう。部屋を案内するついでに屋敷で食べようぜ。
That sounds wonderful.
玄関から入ってすぐ右にキッチン、左にリビング。共有スペースだから自由に使ってくれていい。廊下から見えるのは俺や部下の資質。プライベートスペースだから相手の了承を得てから入ること。いいな。
Yes, I do.
一番奥は俺の執務室。屋敷にいるときは大抵そこにいるから気軽に訪ねてくれ。ああ、それと。
Karamia pulled a key from his pocket with a red ribbon tied to it and handed it to her.
これ、地下にあるバスルームの鍵な。来賓用に作ったもののめったに使わないからお嬢さんが使ってくれ。
Are you sure?
いいっつうか、使ってもらわないと困るんだよ。さっきも言った通り、男ばかりが住んでる屋敷だ。鉢合わせなんかしたら大変だろ。
Oh, you're right.
ここがキッチンだ。食事も料理もこの場所で済ませる。別の部屋で食事をとってもいいが、食器はちゃんと戻すこと。
ボス？
おう、アクセル。朝食はもう済ませたのか？
Axel nodded slightly in response.
なんだ、一緒に食おうと思ったのに。
Mr. Axel, thank you for last night. Not a thought in her head. Axel put his hand on his chin and cocked his head slightly. A few moments later, he furrowed his brow and shook his head.
感謝されるようなことをした覚えはない。
Well, you showed me to my room.
ただ、命令に従っただけだ。
Axel looked away and slipped past Carmilla.
なんだあいつ、柄にもなく照れてやがんの。
Huh? He's being shy.
どう見たってそうだろ
He just seemed angry to me.
アクセル初心者にはそう見えても仕方ないか。ま、そのうちわかるようになるさ。ほら、飯にしようぜ。
おはようございます、二人とも。
Oh, Mr. Kiri, good morning.
なんだ、今頃起きたのか？
ええ、今日は日曜日です。バカライオンみたいに早く起きる必要はありませんから。
バカで悪かったな、バカで。
Kiri sliced the loaf of rye bread Carmilla had abandoned. He took a plate and glass from the cabinet, setting the bread on the plate and placing it on the dining table. Are you just having a slice of bread for breakfast? That's not a full breakfast. Taking a seat in the chair next to Carmilla, he put the empty glass on the table in front of him before pointing at the pitcher of water in the middle of the table.
カラミヤ、取ってください。
お前、その腕は何のためにあるんだよ。
Detective, I have the same thing for breakfast every day. I have the same thing for breakfast every single day. Hang on. No. No, no, no. Hang on just a second. I do not. Oh, and, well... I was gonna say I forgot about the bot. But... to be fair, this is an illegal surprise stream, so I was gonna do it at another time. God damn it, he added Kubo to my breakfast command. Son of a bitch. There. I ain't saying all that. The man Kubo'd my breakfast. Unacceptable. Despite his complaints, Carmilla took the pitcher and filled Kiryi's glass for him.
ありがとうございます。
世話の焼けるコンシリエーレだぜ、たく。
女性の前で私の株を下げるようなことを言わないでください。ねえ。
お嬢さん、こいつの相手はしなくていいぞ。かなりめんどくさいから。
Carmilla stood up and started stacking the empty plates. Anelia stood up too to help, but he gestured at her to sit back down.
カラミヤのようなつまらない男に比べたらマシだと思いますけどね。ところで、今日のご予定はもう決められましたか？
My plans for the day?
ええ、せっかくの日曜を屋敷で過ごす気なんですか？
Precious, is today a special day or something?
ああ、それも説明が必要だったか。この町はいくつかのファミリーで支配されてるってのはもう知ってるよな。月曜から土曜までの6日間は領地がどうの構想がどうのって騒がしいが、日曜だけは争いを起こさない決まりになっている。これが日曜協定だ。とどのつまり、お嬢さんが一人でフラッと出かけても危なくない日だってことだ。
慣れない地でしょうし、歩き回るよりは室内にいる方が賢明かもしれませんが、そういう選択肢もあるということで。ね。
You're saying I'm free to walk about town?
はい、そういうことです。
Free, huh? I wonder what I should do today. And here we are. At the get up and stretch chime. I have officially unplugged my hand tracker. Take a little bit of the strain off my PC. Just a smidge. Now then. Yeah. I just figured since I still haven't figured out how to mitigate or get rid of the false inputs it keeps detecting. And my temporary solution is to turn them on and off. I have a hotkey on my Stream Deck that allows me to do that. But as we found out earlier, pressing one of the... It's like I think it's Control-Shift F7. One of those buttons, or the combination thereof, makes this game skip dialogue. And we don't want that, so... Now then, anyone who's still awake, where are we dropping? We could go for the hidden route straight out the gate, if I remember how. Robin? Alright. This is interesting, yes. Hello?
おや君はオズのどうしたんだいどこか具合でも悪いのかい
Oh no, I'm feeling quite well. I thought I'd just come visit. Am I in the way?
いやそんなことはないが普通の人は診療所を遊び場に選ぼうとは思わないんじゃないかな君は変わった子だね
But wouldn't that make you strange too, Doctor? No, it's his job.
僕のどこが
There was only a pointed beak where his face should have been, without any eyes or mouth. It was a peculiar sight. It almost seemed like the darkness had a will of its own. You really do look like a crow.
確か昨日もそんなことを言っていたね
You really do, though. You wear all black and you even have a beak. Can you fly?
飛べないよ
Huh?
飛ばないしおそらく対空も不可能だ
Oh.
ほら残念そうな顔をするんじゃない
You say you can't fly, so does that mean you've tried?
試すって君そうかなるほど崖から飛び降りて飛べないことを証明してみせろと言うんだね僕は唯一の医者であり町に必要不可欠な存在だというのに随分なお願いをしてくれるものだね
No,
具体的な方法を示していないだけで同等のことを言っているよ
I'm sorry, I won't bring it up again. I think I might have offended him.
まあ試してみるのもありかもしれないけどね
Sir? Huh?
同心する人の気持ちがわかるかもしれないしそこから何かが学べるかもしれない
I'm just gonna move on.
もしかしたら君の願望通り空を飛べるかもしれないしね
No, you can't.
なぜ提案してきたのは君じゃないか
If you leap off a cliff, you'll surely die.
君は転落死した人間を見たことはあるか
Say I don't know.
わからないああ君は記憶を喪失しているんだったね
Yes, I do know it would be dangerous to throw yourself off a cliff, though. Doctor!
ああ、想像すればわかるだろうからね。僕は見たことがあるよ。死体検案も仕事のうちだからね。この街を出て2時間ほど歩いた場所に刀身にうってつけの絶壁があってね。崖の下は岩壁と森林。大抵はそこから遺体として運ばれてくる。木々をクッションにできればまだマシだ。岩壁に打ち付けられたものは
Well, this got
人と思えないような形状でやってくる。
this got very grim, no pun intended. Aren't you scared?
怖い何を怖がる必要があるんだい。死んでしまった者は僕に何もしないのに、死体なんか怖くない。怖いものは生きているものだよ。
No voicing for this one. Is there anything you happen to be afraid of? Something I'm afraid of? Yes. With your amnesia, though, you might not be able to come up with anything. You reached for the bookshelf and pulled out a file with her name on it. Let me know for future reference if you can come up with anything. What scares me is... Yo face. Yo mama. I feel like that's rude. I fear nothing. Nothing at all. I think that's the good choice sound. I think it did a little did-ding. I think that's a good choice sound. Nothing in particular, I take it. Yeah, I guess I can't even remember that much. Not even syringes? Yeah, no. In order to fear something, she would have to think about it, and that's not possible. If it's not too big, I'm sure I'll be fine. Well, that's good. The fear of needles. Though I guess... Oh, no. Aikmophobia? Aikmophobia is more precise, is quite common among the townspeople. It creates a lot of trouble for me. I think you'll be a very good patient. Thanks? Pat pat. Have a lollipop. Oh, it's evening already. Mr. Carmia said we'd be having dinner soon. Maybe I'll walk around town a little bit. She walked down the street admiring how the setting sun dyed the scene a vibrant orange, even as she kept one eye on where she'd come from. Eventually, the road of red brick ended in a big plaza. It was filled with people just relaxing and enjoying themselves. What a lovely signorina you are! Huh? Oh. I have some delicious bread. Interested? She turned around to see a friendly young man carrying a box. Oh, no, Oh. Aha, your stomach started growling right on cue. I'll give you a free sample, how about it? A sample? But I'm sure Mr. Carmi and the others are preparing dinner for me. Thank you, but I'll have to pass. That's okay, well, next time then. He bowed and then ran off. Ah, he really startled me. Never thought someone would try to talk to but...
言ってて、あ、君大丈夫？
Yes.
ごめんね、真後ろに人がいると思わなくってさ。ね、立てる？
The young man held out his hand. She took it and they got up together.
よいしょっと。ねえ、どこか怪我してない？
No, I'm fine.
よかった。女の子を怪我させちゃまずいもんね。
If you were a guy, on the other hand, fuck you.
君、名前は？で、俺から名乗るべきかな。俺はそう。で、君の名前は？
Man's name is So. I'm an alias.
困ったな。この町の人の顔、だいたい覚えてるはずなのに、君のことは全然わかんないよ。
It's only natural that you wouldn't be familiar with me. I just recently...
最近？
Is it a good idea to tell him the truth? I moved here recently.
あ、今のは嘘だね。
The jig is up! Huh?
顔に嘘をつきましたって書いてあるから。
Huh? Really?
いやいや、例えなんだけど、やっぱり嘘をついたんだね。ダメだよ、嘘は。そういうことされると悲しいよ。
I'm sorry.
怒ってないからそんな顔しないで。嘘をついたってことはそれなりの事情があるってことだよね。
Yes, I don't remember anything from before I came here.
記憶が？
Yes, when I came to, I was lying in an alley, and a man named Caesar was chasing me.
へえ。
Right now, Familia Oz is taking care of me.
そっか。君って変わってるね。
Am I?
うん。だって嘘をつくぐらい隠したいことをペラペラ話しちゃったんだよ。初対面の相手にさ。
Not a thought in that head. Not one. I'll be more careful from now on. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. There aren't only good people in the world. Though maybe that's weird for someone you've only just met to say. But I think you're a good person, Mr. So. Really? You really think that about me? Yes, you've been so kind and you're looking out for me. Now we're acquaintances. Maybe it's a good thing that I ran into you. Maybe it was.
うわ、もうこんな時間。そろそろ帰って晩ご飯の準備をしないと。
I should go home too. Goodbye, Mr. So. He gave her an enthusiastic nod and turned to leave Oz territory. However, he turned back around as if he just remembered something.
ああ、そうだ。俺のこと、そうさんっていうのやめてくれない？
Then what should I call you?
そうだけでいいよ。あと、言葉遣いも普通でいいから。よそよそしいのって好きじゃないんだ。
I understand.
じゃなくて。
Okay.
うん、正解。俺、毎週日曜、この場所で店を開いてるんだ。
I can only imagine that didn't quite translate. She probably gave some kind of formal acknowledgement. And he was like, try again? And she was like, casual acknowledgement.
今日はもう閉めちゃったけど、よかったら来週来てよ。
Yeah, I will.
絶対だよ。約束したからね。じゃあね、また会おうね。
Bye. Bum, bum. Monday morning. The estate was busier than it had been the day before. Annelius passed by the men heading out for the day as she made her way to the kitchen for breakfast. Good morning, she said softly to the empty room as she got herself some bread and milk. That's not a good breakfast. Taking a seat in the same chair she had the previous day, she started eating by herself. Yesterday was a day of peace. It means that now there might be fights between the familia until next Sunday. When I met Mr. Karami and the others, I did see a bunch of people with weapons. I wonder if they actually use them.
おはよう。今日は一人で来られたんだな。
Mr. Karamiya! I didn't even get lost. She looked up and shifted slightly to face him. It seemed he had come for breakfast as well.
男だらけの屋敷だ。もっと気遅れするもんだと思ってたんだが、そうでもないんだな。
Karamiya gently touched Annelius' shoulders before going over to the sink. He plucked an orange from a basket of fruit and rinsed it off before taking a plate and knife out of the cabinet. That is also not an acceptable breakfast. I'm sorry, I just made myself at home.
いやいや、結構なことだ。馴染んでくれているようで嬉しいよ。
He took a seat next to her, orange and plate in hand. Not breakfast. Y'all are awful at this. If only she could see why kids love the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. As he cut into the fruit skin, a citrusy scent filled the room.
おはようございます。
Good morning, Mr. Axel. Axel glanced at Annelius, but that was it.
よう、寝坊すけ。
寝過ごしていません。
Carmilla tossed the still unpeeled orange at Axel. As he caught it, a few errant droplets of water splashed against his cheek.
食えよ。朝一で買ってきたんだ。
後でいただきます。
Axel wiped the water off his face with the back of his hand as he returned the orange to the fruit basket. Crossing his arms, he leaned against the wall.
出発はいつですか？
食事を終えてからだ。
僕がこの部屋で待機する必要は？
ある。食卓に混ざれよ。
He passed by both Amnesiac and Carmilla and set his hand on the back of the furthest chair away from them.
もっとこっちに来い。
Axel took a single step over, only to pull out the second furthest seat away.
そうじゃなくて、俺たちの前の席が空いてるだろうが。
Do you mean to tell me that he sat down next to me? Carmilla tapped the table in front of him. Axel let out a big sigh and sat down directly across from Carmilla, diagonal to an alias. He sure did. Little close. Little close. No touchy.
なんだってそんなにお嬢さんを警戒するんだ？
得体の知れない人間を警戒するのは当然です。
そりゃそうだけど、どう見ても取って食うようなことはしなさそうだろ。せっかくの共同生活だ。楽しく行こうぜ。
Axel gave an alias a sideways glance that lasted less than a single second.
しょうがないやつだな。ごめんなお嬢さん。こいつ警戒心が強くてさ。
Oh, it's fine. He's right. You don't know anything about me. I understand how Mr. Axel feels.
お嬢さん。誰かと違って大人だな。誰かと違ってな。
Axel rested his elbows on the table and gazed determinedly at the wall. Determinedly. Mr. Carmilla,
気にすんなって、いつものことだから。それより、今日の予定を説明しなきゃな。
Plans for the day?
ああ、俺とアクセルでオズの領地を案内しようと思うんだが、どうだ？
And you see here, we already have, even in these neutral route options, so many gazes. So many gazes. Happy Pride, everybody. They're already trying, even in the neutral route, in the common route, they're trying to make us choose. I have no idea. Oh no, not page 12. Can I say? Look at all the save slots. 200! 200! So many. Amazing. I love it. It could be 300, that's true. Could always have more. You know what? I'm gonna play the character. I'm gonna play the character. And that character is a paper doll we can carry around with you. That's okay. I'm gonna play the character. Gee, that sounds great! That sounds wonderful!
ああ、俺たちの自慢の街をじっくり見せてやるよ。なあ、アクセル。
はい。
Mr. Axel doesn't seem very enthusiastic about this. Remnant 2. Just as that thought occurred to her, her eyes met Axel's.
命令は遂行する。
Huh?
連れ添えとボスに命じられれば僕は従う。わかったか？
What? An alias gave a vague response, unable to discern Axel's intent. See. Carmia leaned against the back of his chair and smiled as he watched their exchange.
自分のことは気にするなで済むものをなんでそう遠回しに言うかね。赤いレンガが敷いてある場所は俺たちの縄張りだ。屋敷の前の大通りはもちろん、ここ一帯は全部そうだな。
All of this. Nalia stopped in the middle of the street and looked over her surroundings. The street was bustling, and the faces of the people coming and going were cheerful. There were no armed men to be seen anywhere. The atmosphere didn't feel very different from Sundays at all. Carmia got closer to her as he returned the greetings of the townspeople.
どうだ感想は。
I expected it to be scarier, like a fight could break out any moment. It's much more relaxed and peaceful than I imagined. I think it's wonderful.
そうか。
He gave a boyish smile and patted her on the head. No touchy.
そう言ってもらえると嬉しいぜ。俺たちはドンパチしたくて銃を握ってるわけじゃないからな。よその奴らから領地を守ったり、喧嘩の仲裁をするのが俺たちの主な仕事だ。テリトリー内にいれば、そうそう抗争に巻き込まれることはない。安心しろ。
Well, I mean, they take Sunday as a day off from violence where anybody can walk around where they want. And there is technically a church in this town, but nobody really goes there. Okay.
お言葉ですが、ボス。ウォールフガングの件があります。安全だと言い切るのは問題かと。
ああ、そうか。そうだったな。
Wolfgang? Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart?
シーザーたちのことだ。お嬢さん、追いかけられてただろ？
Oh, right. I completely forgot about Mr. Caesar.
キリエの話では、この町を囲む壁の向こうにある森に住んでるらしい。領地を荒らして回る困った奴らでな。どのファミリーも手を焼いてる。また襲われないよう気をつけることだ。
Okay. Carmia made a satisfied nod and held his hand out to Axel.
アクセル、小銭は持ってるか？
Axel groped around in his pockets. You could have chosen any other word there. After counting out the coins he found, he handed them to Carmia.
サンキュー。お嬢さん、アクセルのおごりだ。なんか食おうぜ。
Is that okay?
いいっていいって。な、アクセル。
僕の分をボスが買ってくれるな
ら。よし、交渉成立だな。いや、オレンジしか食べてないから腹がもう空いてさ。あっちにうまいホットドッグ屋があるんだ。行こうぜ、お嬢さん。
All I had this morning was an orange. I'm already starving. It's been like an hour at most. Terrible breakfast. Terrible breakfast. This is why you eat a proper breakfast. It kickstarts your metabolism for the day. God fucking... Terrible. Axel frowned as he watched over Carmia and Anelius from behind while they walked down the street lined with food stands.
空腹なのは自己責任じゃないか。どうして僕がおごらなくちゃいけないんだ。
アクセル、置いてくぞ。
今行きます。
この通りを抜けた先に服屋がある。
Carmia pointed down an alley with a hand still greasy from his hot dog. There are hot dogs? Fine, whatever.
曲がり角のすぐ先には雑貨屋、その先には本屋がある。大抵のものはオズの領内で買えるから生活には不自由しないと思うぜ。ここは町の中心、塔の広場だ。どこからでも見えるこの塔が目印だな。
Ah, yes, the tower. Nice and dramatic, isn't it? Carmia put one hand on the tower wall and looked up. Nalius followed suit and looked up too. The tower stretched so high into the sky that its top was hidden in the clouds. What a big tower.
ああ、物知りのキリエも知らない謎の物体だ。
王が住んでいると。
She turned to face Axel behind her, but he only stepped forward and placed his hand on the tower just as Carmia had.
塔の上にはこの世界の王が住んでいると聞いている。
なんだアクセル、伝説を信じてるのか？
悪いですか？
いや、夢があっていいんじゃないか？
What legend?
なんでもこの塔の最上階に住む王様に会えたやつは願い事を叶えてもらえるらしい。
Wish? What's a wish?
あ、だがどうすれば会えるかは不明だ。
この塔に入り口はない。あるのは町を支配するファミリーの名と長方形のくぼみだけだ。
Plots Axel had mentioned were far beyond Annelius's reach. The names of the familiae were carved beneath the niches.
伝説が本当かどうかはわからないが、この塔は目印として大いに役立っている。
Carmia pulled Annelius close to him. Don't do that. He leaned forward to match her eye level and pointed at the street they'd walked along to get there.
迷子になったとしても、塔を目指して広場にたどり着きさえすれば屋敷へ戻れる。ここから見える赤いレンガ道を歩いて帰ればいいだけだからな。簡単だろ？
That's not the right color, but fine. It is.
町の中心部にあたるこの広場は、どのファミリーも支配していない共有スペースなんだ。他の領地へ赴く場合は、なるべくここを通った方がいい。人目につきやすいから、やましいことはしませんよって証明になる。
Have you ever been to the other familia's areas?
ああ、もちろん。相手にもよるが、見学な仲ってわけじゃないからな。買い物したり、話をしに行ったり。まあ、俺が出向くことはめったにないけどな。
当然です。あなたが動けばいろいろと勘ぐられます。
ボスってその点が不便だよな。ヘイディは大きな酪農場を持っててさ、そこのチーズがとびきりうまいんだよな。そうだ、今度アクセルに買ってもらおうぜ。
どうして僕が。ボス、あれを。
よう、赤いの。
Person Axel had spotted in the crowd was Scarlet, the couple regime of Familia Grimm. Scarlet's red mantle fluttered as Carmia spoke.
カラミアさん、巡回か？
それも兼ねてる。お嬢さんに領地を案内してやってるんだ。
君は？
Hi. Hello, Scarlet.
ああ。
Scarlet glanced at Annelius before looking up at Carmia.
町の規律について彼女はすでに知っているのか？
今教えているところだ。
そう。それならいい。
Scarlet looked at Annelius again.
決まりを破らなければ危害は加えない。破れば容赦しない。よく覚えておくことだ。
Thank you, small child. Of course. Scarlet gave them each a small nod before turning around to leave. The rifle on Scarlet's back swayed a bit with each step. Scarlet's pretty scary.
なことねえよ。まだマシな方だ。
スカーレットはグリムファミリーの中では穏健派だ。双子の方がひどい。
ああ、ヘンゼルとグレーテルは手に負えない時があるしな。あいつらの騒動に巻き込まれないよう気をつけてくれよ。
I will. Suddenly, Annelius realized Axel had been staring at her. What's wrong, Mr. Axel?
オズのテリトリー内にいれば安全だ。
Huh?
安全だから怯える必要はないと言っているんだ。
Okay.
俺がお前を守るって？かっこいいこと言うじゃねえか。
そんなんじゃ。領内は常にファミリーが警備しているからという意味で。
そのファミリーの中にはお前さんも含まれるだろ、アクセル。
領地の案内はすでに完了しました。通常任務に戻ります。
Mr. Axel?
あいつ恥ずかしいからって逃げやがった。さあ、俺たちはもう少し街を歩こう。うまいアイスクリーム屋があるんだ。案内してやるよ。
Okay. Ice cream. Where are we dropping? We have a new option now. Yeah, see, you can see right next to Axel here on the map. That's the church. That's where the wolves go. Then the building next to Robin Hood is, of course, the brothel. Think building just below Carter. His place. Building above him. This green section here is Graham. Up top. That's Anderson? Yeah. Munchkins. Gremlins. The fancy tower. Heidi. Huh. That information just lives in my brain, huh? I haven't played this game in so long. Years. Actual years. And yet. Now I want to go for the hidden route straight out the gate. We're primed for it. And it is my favorite. No. Couldn't possibly. Couldn't possibly ruin the fun. No. I don't know what to do. I'm torn. Utanya! Utanya! Her name is now Utanya. Utanya. Yeah, okay. Hello, Dr. Crow. An alias. You certainly look healthy. You aren't here for medical treatment, I imagine. I came to hang out. I see. Well, I have nothing to do at the moment, so I don't mind. You shouldn't get into the habit of expecting me to be able to entertain you, though. Okay, understood. So why the clinic of all places? Today is Sunday. It's a rare chance for you to visit locations outside Oz territory, is it not? Well, I was told they were hostile, so... Oh, that reminds me. Which familia do you belong to, Doctor? Which? I heard that everyone in this town belongs to one. Which one do you belong to? Oz? No, I am not affiliated with any familia. If I were forced to declare an affiliation, it would be with this clinic. The clinic? Yes, Sherwood Clinic is my familia. Sounds sick. Wow, that sounds pretty powerful. Powerful? In what way? I guess the sound of the name? And you too, Doctor. I like how you're so mysterious and enigmatic. I never have any idea what you're thinking. Were you trying to insult me? Huh? Well, if you weren't, that's fine. Christ. Did I say something bad? Now that is a good question.
誰がどのファミリーに属してようが、僕には関係ない。僕は医者で、彼らは患者。患者という立場に上も下もないからね。やってくる怪我人を治療する。それが僕のこの町での役割だ。
Then that must make you the top person in town.
偉い。
Yeah, everyone in the Mafia is under your care, right? That must mean you're way, way more important than Mr. Carmia and the others.
そうなるのかな?
Yeah, probably.
多分ね。地位には興味ないからいまいちピンとこないんだけど。まあ、
She really is.
悪い気はしないね。
She really, really is. There's not a single thought. I said it from the outset. There's not one thought in that head. Not one. Not
せっかくの
one.
日曜だというのに付き合わせてしまいすみませんね。
Oh no, I'm happy you invited me. Mr. Kiryu, you're really busy on weekdays, aren't you?
まあ倒れない程度には。決してあなたに関心がないわけではないんですよ。構いたくて仕方がない心を押し殺して仕事をしているんです。分かっていただけますね。
Yes?
よかった。あなたと出会いもう3週間が過ぎましたか。居心地はどうですか？
You know what? She's having a grand old time. Every day is full of surprises. It's lots of fun. Playing the character. I'm playing the character.
なるほど。あなたは変わっていますね。
He sure is. Am I?
ええ。無知であることが怖くないのですか？記憶にない人、物、文化などに囲まれて暮らすことは恐ろしくないのですか？
I tried thinking about it, but I don't think it's scary. I tried thinking about it, but then I got a headache and I stopped. Encountering unfamiliar things makes my heart pound. It's a lovely feeling. Every day is full of wonders. Though I guess that might seem strange to you, Mr. Kiryu.
ええ、変ですね。でも、とても魅力的ですよ。
But I don't think. She stiffened as he touched his hand to her cheek. Mr. Kiryu?
はい、何でしょう。
What is it? I mean, your hand?
ああ、素手で触ってほしいんですね。わかりました。
That's cheating. You stop that right now. Kiryu brought his hand to his mouth and pulled off his glove with his teeth. I didn't mean it like that.
触れられるだけでは足りないと？日中のこんな人目のつく場所でなかなか大胆なことを要求するんですね。
You motherfucker. No! It seemed like the more she spoke, the more he misunderstood. I'm still tempted to call her Fairy Tale Palace, and honestly I might, even though it's confusing. And that's not her name anymore. Oh boy. Oh boy. How should I explain this? He smiled at her, who was visibly at a complete loss.
あなたの言いたいことはちゃんと分かっていますよ。
Huh?
私なんかの話を真剣に聞いているものですから困らせてみたくなったんです。
She could be, I guess. I don't know. Also, yes, exactly that. Exactly that, detective. Mess with me?
私は好きな子もそうでない子もいじめずにはいられない性格なんです。今のは序の口ですから覚悟しておいた方がいいですよ。
Okay.
さて、無益なおしゃべりはここまでにしてさっさと向かいましょうか。
Where are we going?
それはついてからのお楽しみです。
Wait, I think I remember where you're taking me. Oh, I think I remember where you're taking me. Yup. This place.
来たことはありますか？
No, never. I had no idea this place existed.
情報のかけらさえ教えないなんてカラミアもアクセルも不親切ですね。ここはオスカー・ワイルド通り。広場や診療所と同じくマフィアの不介入地域ですので自由に来ていいんですよ。
Oh yes, everyone's favorite fairy tale authors. We have the Grimm fairy tales, the Anderson, have Puss in Boots, have Wizard of Oz, and we have, of course, the works of Oscar Wilde. Noted fairy tale author Oscar Wilde.
もっとも、オズファミリーの面々はあまり近寄らないんですけれどね。
Why?
さあ、大人の社交場だからじゃないですか？
Hi, Neuro. You've come in at just the best time. Adult?
あちらに見えるのが教会です。鍵はかかっていませんので、懺悔したい時などご自由にどうぞ。そしてこちらが。
こんにちは、キリエ様。
Sup?
おや、わざわざ出迎えに来てくれたんですか？
たまたまお姿が見えたもので。そちらの女性が以前おっしゃられていた方ですか？
そうです。町の隅々まで案内しないとかわいそうでしょ？
それは必ずしも全てを知る必要はないと思います。特にここは。と申し遅れました。俺はサロンオスカー・ワイルドで働いています。受付のマンボイです。
I'm an alias. Familia Oz has been taking care of me. It's a pleasure to meet you.
はい。こちらこそよろしくお願いいたします。
サロンですか。
間違ったことは言っていませんよ。
ええ、そうですね。そういうことにしておきましょう。
An alias looked back and forth between their contrary expressions. Kiryu smiled at her confused countenance.
マンボイはこの界隈のことを熟知しています。何かあれば彼に聞くといいですよ。
キリエ様。
間違ったことは言っていませんよ。
ええ、そうですね。本日はご案内のみですか？まさか彼女を連れて入店されたりしませんよね？
まさか彼女にはまだ早いです。
Soon? What do you mean?
さあ、どういうことでしょうね、マンボイ。
それは。
来たぞ。
Mr. Axel! He turned around as Axel approached. He seemed to be in quite a sour mood, shotgun in hand.
おや、予定よりも早くありませんか？
バカを言え。時間通りだ。客人を連れて帰ればいいんだろう。
ええ、そうです。すみません。私はこれからこちらのサロンで仕事をしなければいけないんです。
Even though it's Sunday?
はい。コンシリエーレに休みなしです。
嘘つき。
何か言いましたか、アクセル？
別に。行くぞ、客人。
Axel started walking without waiting for her to respond. Okay. He paused to turn around and wave before she hurried after Axel. Goodbye, Mr. Kiryu, Mr. Manboy. Kiryu gave her a little wave, keeping his hand close to his chest. Manboy sighed and began to speak.
年頃の女性をこんなところへ連れてくるなんてどうかしていますよ。
あなたこそ自分の職場を卑下しすぎですよ。もしかしたらこの店の乗客になるかもしれないのに。
そんな、また連れてくる気なんですか？
いいえ、彼女の好奇心に任せます。彼女はイレギュラーな存在ですから、どのような未来を選ぶのかは私には想像できません。今後が楽しみですね、マンボイ。
はあ、俺は複雑です。
I wonder where we're going. If they were returning to the Oz Mansion, surely they would have just taken the red brick road. Yet the road they walked along was paved with bricks of emerald, not red. Mr. Axel sure walks fast. He smoothly slipped through the crowds, not paying any mind to her chasing after him. We'll be separated at this rate. Mr. Axel, please wait. She smacked into Axel's back. She looked up at him, pouting as she clutched her nose.
どうした
That's my line. Why did you stop so suddenly?
待てと言ったのは他の誰でもないあんただろ
I did say that. Thank you for listening to me. Axel's gaze shifted from Amnesiac to his right hand. He didn't say a word. He just stared at it. What's wrong?
なんでもないあんたの足音は聞こえている置き去りにはしない行くぞ
Okay. He sure was. Oh, it kind of seems like he slowed down a little. Is Mr. Axel trying to match my pace? I can't remember exactly which story of Mr. Wilde's the name Manboy is from. It is based on something. Oh wait, I think there's like a short story that he wrote about... There's like a sparrow and a statue, but I don't remember it exactly. It might be called the Sparrow and the Prince and the Sparrow. I don't know. I read it a long time ago, but I don't remember a whole lot about it. I think it's from that, but I don't remember. Well, either way, we may meet that sparrow eventually, if we decide to go back to that place, which we can. We certainly can. At the end of the Emerald Brick Road was a street not unlike those in Oz territory. The houses had gently curving roofs. The smell of baked sweets hung in the air. I'm sure this must be another Familia's territory, but it's Sunday, so it must be okay to be here, right? Those two were...
双子印のビスケット安いよ安いよ
Hansel was standing in the middle of the street, energetically peddling his wares. An orange carpet, casually covered with bags of baked sweets, was spread out at one corner of the street. Behind the sacks sat Gretel, who, unlike Hansel, had a sour, decidedly unwelcoming expression unbecoming of a salesperson on her face.
グリムファミリーの幹部ヘンゼルとグレーテル覚えているだろうか
Yes, I learned their names at the meeting. Axel nodded slightly and approached Hansel. Amnesiac followed.
おアクセルじゃん
Gretel hastily stood up and hurried behind Hansel, clinging to his back. She glared at Axel and Amnesiac from behind her fellow Kappa regime.
何しに来たのむっつり
僕にはアクセルという名前がある
知ってるわよむっつり小娘を連れて何しに来たの
Little girl.
ヘンゼルこの女会合で寝起き頭と老獪男の間に座ってたやつよね
そうだぜグレーテル
やっぱり小娘じゃないグリムになんのよ喧嘩それなら受けて立つけど
喧嘩だったら大勢で来るんじゃないかなということは
奇襲ね
違う
わかったデートだ
違う
じゃあ奇襲に決定ヘンゼル反撃の準備
ドーンってやっちゃうか
ヘンゼルグレーテル武器をしまうんだ
Scarlet.
見たところ彼らは無防備だ争い目的でやってきたとは考えられない
その目は節穴むっつりは銃を持ってるじゃない
常時携帯はファミリーの規則だ
ヘンゼルとグレーテルだって ダイナマイトや手榴弾を持っているだろう。だいたい今日は日曜だ。協定を守らなくてはいけない。そうだろう。
そんなくだらない決まり破ればいいのに。
グレーテル。
じゃあさ、デートでも喧嘩でもなければ一体何しに来たんだ？
菓子を買いに来た。
So that's it. I wonder who we're doing this errand for.
客人が。
Huh? I am?
そうだろう。
She stopped talking as Axel gave her a meaningful look. He must have his reasons. Playing along, she nodded in agreement.
そうなんだ。毎度ありってね。どれも同じ値段だから好きなの選んでよ。
Okay. Which should I pick? She crouched down in front of the sweets, clutching her knees as she tried to make a decision.
2から3つ目。
Huh? While she hadn't been paying attention, Axel had crouched down beside her. He'd whispered into her ear quietly so that only she could hear him.
2から3つ目だ。
Third from the right. Third from the right was 6 chocolate chip cookies in a cleared bag tied up with a blue ribbon.
どれにするの？
How about this one? Gretel wrapped the bag of cookies in paper before handing it to Hansel. That seems like... that's too much packaging.
あいよー、買ってくれてありがとう。
支払いは僕が。
Hansel held out his hand expectantly.
やっぱりで
違う。ただの買い物だ。
あ、そう。ま、そういうことでいいや。味は保証するよ。よかったら今度感想聞かせて。
Oh, certainly. Cornelius reached out to take the bag of sweets. Before she could pull away, Hansel grabbed her hand.
あのさ、君って敬語でしか喋れない子だったりする？
Of course I can, Mr. Hansel.
じゃあさ、俺には敬語抜きで喋ってよ。ヘンゼルさんってのも変えてくれると嬉しいな。くすぐったくて仕方ないから。
Then how about just Hansel?
うんうん、それでバッチリ。
何を言ってるのヘンゼル。小娘はオズの。
わかってるって。でもさ、ただ預かってるってだけであっちのファミリーには加わってないんだろ。ちょっと仲良くするぐらいはいいんじゃないの？なあ、スカーレット。
そうだな。どう過ぎなければ。
やった
ー！やったじゃないわよ。回収されたらどうするの？ヘンゼルのバカバカバーカ。
やったな、グレーテル。女友達ができたじゃん。
友達なんて未来永劫思ってやらないし。
グレーテルとスカーレットともどもよろしくな。
Thanks? Did you just call me, baby? Cornelius squeezed his hand back. Unlike Hansel, Gretel's gaze was icy cold.
用事は済んでいる。行くぞ。
Oh, okay.
待て。
なんだ？
領地から出るまで護衛してやる。
You will?
ああ。グレーテルは君たちのことをよく思っていないようだ。手出しをしないよう守ってやる。
護衛は不要だ。
距離は取る。問題ない。
Charlotte walked over to one of the houses and began clambering up a drain pipe. In the blink of an eye, Scarlet was on the roof, looking down at Axel and Amnesiac.
勝手なやつ。行くぞ、客人。
Okay.
Bye bye.
Don't call me baby. Goodbye, Hansel, Greta.
小娘にちゃん付けされるなんて。
よかったじゃねえか、グレーテル。
よくない。全くちっともこれっぽっちもコンマゼロもビビともよくない。小娘、一体何を企んでいるの？
Oh, don't worry, Gretel. She's really just that stupid. You may be thinking that perhaps this is all some cunning ploy to get everyone to underestimate her, so she can pull the rug out from under everybody and take over the whole town. No, she's actually just that stupid. She really is just that stupid. I guarantee. It feels a little strange to be walking side by side with Mr. Axel. Mr. Axel, are you intentionally slowing yourself down?
Oh.
Oh, thank you.
勘違いするな。あんたのためじゃない。
Huh?
あいつに客人の行動を見せないためだ。
Other side. Oh, you mean Scarlet? Amelia Grimm's capo regime Scarlet was walking along the rooftops, keeping a fixed distance from Annelius and Axel. Pretty amazing that Scarlet can walk like that while keeping an eye on us.
僕が資格を作っているのに、わざわざ姿を見せるんじゃない。
Is it bad if I'm seen?
見張られるのは気分がいいものじゃないだろう。
I'm sorry. I know what he said, but maybe he really is doing it to be nice to me. Mr. Axel might be a really kind person after all.
何を笑っている。
I was just thinking that you're a really nice person, Mr. Axel. Mr. Axel?
でもない。あんたが変なことを言うから思考が停止しただけだ。
Yeah. Strange? Was there something strange about what I said? He stopped talking. Maybe I said something I shouldn't have. She cocked her head to the side, puzzled, but she couldn't figure out what she'd done wrong. Feels like such a waste to go home in silence. She looked around, trying to find a new conversation topic. Oh, that's right. Did Mr. Carmia ask you to get these cookies? Was it Mr. Kiryu?
客人に言う義務はない。
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I'm no good at this. I just keep offending Mr. Axel.
おいしい。
Huh?
そのクッキーはおいしい。1枚ぐらいなら分けてもいい。
Does that mean these are... He looked away and Annelius bit her tongue. Does that mean Mr. Axel wanted to eat them himself? Suddenly those simple cookies seemed unusually special to her.
客人。
Yes?
少しでいい。寄り道をしても構わないだろうか。
A detour? They made their way to a back alley bordered by Grimm Street on one side and Oscar Wilde Street on the other. By the time they got there, the sky was already dyed a deep crimson. Scarlet had vanished without a trace. All they could hear was the sound of their footsteps. We're here. This is it. I'm sure this is where I first awoke. He told me to take him to the place where I first remember waking up. Axel just stared at the ground in silence. Mr. Axel?
あんたは本当に以前の記憶がないのか。
His words following the long silence made her blink.
定期巡回から戻ると、あんたがソファーで横たわっていた。それが客人との出会いだ。説明はされたが、到底納得できるものではない。記憶がないのは事実なのか。
Yes. But I remember the get up and stretch time.
Hmm. 他のファミリーの手先でないことは理解した。それでも僕は あんたを。
There was a sudden explosion. The shockwave erupted behind them, strong enough to make their hair fly back and pin their clothes to their bodies.
なんだ。
Several figures were outlined in the white smoke. A familiar man stepped out from among them.
久しぶりだな、獲物。
Hello. Mr. Caesar.
俺の名を覚えていたか。
Caesar snorted and unfastened another sword. Man has 2 swords. He switched from wielding a single longsword to dual blades, pointing them both at Amnesiac.
その身、今日こそ手に入れる。
そうはさせない。
Axel raised his shotgun and moved between them to protect her.
多勢に無勢だ。おとなしく去ればいいものを殺せ。
At Caesar's command, the other men charged forward. Axel snapped his gun into a firing position and pulled the trigger. He missed the man he'd been aiming for, but the blast chopped into the support of a nearby awning. Within seconds, it had collapsed into the alleyway, briefly stalling their attacker's advance.
自分の無才もたまには役に立つな。
Man missed with a shotgun. That's really special.
客人、あんたは屋敷へ帰れ。
Huh? But Mr. Axel?
僕はここで奴らを食い止める。
But...
早くしろ。
ち、貴様、覚悟しろ。
覚悟ならいつだってできている。これが僕の役割だ。
Once I get back to the plaza, I just follow the red brick road. Amnesiac was running just like she had on that fateful day, fleeing the exact same man from the exact same place. But unlike that faithful day, now she was familiar with the streets and people she passed. Even if she'd stayed, there was nothing she could have done in that situation. She would have only made things harder for Axel. I have to tell someone. I have to let them know, and soon! I'm sure Mr. Karami and the others will be able to do something.
ようお嬢さん、何をそんなに慌ててるんだ？
Mr. Karamiya! Mr. Kiri! Help?
なんだ、どうした？またシーザーに追われてるのか？
He's not chasing me, but Mr. Axel! Mr. Caesar is after Mr. Axel.
先ほど聞こえた銃声はアクセルのものですか？
Yes, he said he'd hold them off so I could get away.
そいつは厄介だな。
ええ。まあ予定通り屋敷へ戻ることにしましょう。
You're going back? But what about Mr. Axel?
放っておいたってどうにかなりますよ。
But he was outnumbered. If we don't hurry, he'll...
そうですか。ここまで被害が及んでいないということは検討しているようで何よりです。
Putting up a good fight.
幹部というのは捨て駒に過ぎませんし。
Mr. Karamiya.
お嬢さんには悪いが、俺もキリエと同意見だ。偵察は向かわせる。だから一緒に屋敷へ戻ってくれ。
野良狼らしく森の中でおとなしくしていてくれればいいんですけどね。
They were in the office in the back of the mansion. They'd spread a map out on top of the big table in the center of the room. Amnesiac and Kirya were sitting across the table from Karamiya. Oh hey, it's what I was talking about earlier.
路地裏にアクセルの姿はなかったらしい。
And then there's that big old tower right in the middle. Oh no, was he kidnapped?
ええ、おそらくはこの森の中にでしょう。
Ding, ding.
地図の通り、この町は円形の壁に囲まれている。その壁の外にある森に住んでいるのがウォールフガングだ。
Gang Wolfgang.
連れ去るなら森かスラム街だな。
Ding. The slums?
この町に住んでいるすべての人がファミリーによる支配制度を受け入れているわけではないんです。非支配階級を嫌がる自由人のためにと作られたのがその灰色の地区。今では立派な犯罪者養成エリアですけどね。
俺たちの喧嘩相手はライバルファミリーだけじゃないってことだ。 小競り合いの相手はスラム街出身のやつの方が多いしな。
町自体に嫌気をさして出ていった人間で構成されている無法集団、それがシーザー率いるウォールフガングです。もっともシーザー自身はどこからやってきたかは不明ですけどね。シーザーの活動範囲を考えれば森が妥当でしょう。川や湖に沈められていなければ
Oh my
ですけど
god, they said sleeping with a fish is just like the real mafia. Sleeping?
お嬢さんがいるんだ。言葉を慎めって。さて、飯でも食うかな。
Armia rolled up the map and put it back down on the table before standing and stretching. Having an eepee with the fishy.
お嬢さん、晩ご飯は何を食べたい？
What's happening?
私はカルボナーラがいいです。
お前はお嬢さんじゃねえだろ。
It's not immediately responding to my inputs, which is strange. The visual novel, it shouldn't really be taking up that much memory. And Alias was deeply confused by how normal the two of them were acting. Yeah. Well, you can't see, but there's... What is happening? Thinking about something real hard. This. That. That's true. What if I... Please stand by. I'm going to restart the game.
OZMAFIA.
That should probably do it. How normal the two of them were acting. But what are we going to do about Mr. Axel?
放置です。
Huh?
聞こえませんでしたか？放置すると言ったんです。
But isn't he an important part of the familia?
ええ、彼はオズファミリーの幹部です。客人であるあなたを守ったことも評価します。しかし、それとこれとは別です。
Do you feel the same way, Mr. Karamiya?
ああ。アクセルの問題は俺たちファミリーの問題だ。お嬢さんが胸を痛める必要も関わる必要もない。あいつのことはひとまず忘れてくれ。
Oh, could I? I think I'm going to go back to my room.
晩ご飯は？
I'm not hungry.
分かった。お嬢さんの分は取り分けておくから腹が減った時にでも食べてくれ。
Her stomach grumbled the moment she made it back to her room. I guess this is what they call playing the martyr. But I can't eat at a time like this. I can't just forget about Mr. Axel. She took off her shoes and lay on the bed. Feeling something underneath her, she sat back up. Oh, Mr. Axel's cookies! She'd forgotten she had them. Both the wrapping and the cookies inside had been crushed. I bet Mr. Axel is hungry. Why did Mr. Karamiya and Mr. Kiryu talk about Mr. Axel like that? She was perplexed and saddened by how they were so much colder and less kind to him than they were to her. If only I hadn't been. Then Mr. Axel wouldn't be. She gulped as a vortex of guilt engulfed her. Mr. Caesar was chasing me after all. I wonder if I can save Mr. Axel if I go to Mr. Caesar's camp. I know! She might be having a thought. She shook her head, trying to shed her anxiety that Axel might already be. If I can save Mr. Axel, then I should go find Mr. Caesar. It's not a good thought, but, you know, she's having it. It's in there, rattling around in that skull of hers. It's a very bad thought, but, you know, you gotta start somewhere. Sneaking out of the mansion was even easier than Annelius had thought it would be. Maybe it was because it was Sunday evening, but the town was just as busy now as it had been earlier in the day. If I remember correctly, to get outside it was a right once I get off Oz Street. She put her hand on the tower and remembered the map as she looked around. Right, that way. I finally got out of town. She'd made quite a few wrong turns, but she'd eventually found her way past the walls. She wondered if everyone lived inside the walls. Even though the town had been so crowded, the area around her was completely deserted. That's the forest Mr. Karamiya and Mr. Kiryu mentioned. She took one of the 2 streets leading out of town. Once she got over a small hill, she could see a thick patch of forest. She was all alone and going to an unfamiliar place. She'd be lying if she said she wasn't afraid. Give me 1 second, I have something in my eye. You can do this, Annelius. She made a fist and cheered herself on. With the breeze from the hill playing with her hair, she began to make her way into the forest. The moonlight she'd been relying on earlier was now obstructed by the treetops. The leaves of the trees were in constant motion. Was it the work of beasts, or just the wind playing tricks on her? Annelius made her way further into the forest as her eyes acclimated to the darkness. It turned out that even through the canopy, the faint moonlight was still enough to light the way. I can see lamplight. I hear voices. She didn't know who the voices belonged to. It sounded like several men. Huh? She turned around, startled by the voice behind her. Leader? Do you mean Mr. Caesar? I came to... Not one thought. I came to surrender myself to Mr. Caesar. I want to save Mr. Axel and... A vulgar smile appeared on the man's face as he grabbed Annelius's arm. Ah! He dragged her towards the lamplight. She was terrified and wanted to run, but the grip on her arm was so strong that she couldn't get away. Hi, that's me. About 10 men were sitting around the roaring fire. Instantly, they stopped their drinking and merrymaking to stare at Annelius.
早速シーザーさんに伝えないと。リーダーは朝まで出かけるって話だ。ああ、そんなことを言ってた気がする。それじゃあ、シーザーさんに渡す前に、俺たちが味見する。 ってのはどうだ？
あ、
やめとけやめとけ。生娘だったらどうすんだ。リーダーに八つ咲きにされるぞ。
that shouldn't. That. I'm just gonna.
あいつと一緒に縛っておこうぜ。
Is Mr. Axel?
そう焦るなって。すぐに合わせてやるよ。
He was tugged along by the arm as they cut right in front of the bonfire. A skinned rabbit on a spit was cooking over it. The charred mass beside it had probably been a rabbit too, once upon a time. The smell of blood and burning flesh made Amnesiac turn away.
ちっとぐらい構わねえんじゃねえか？なあ、ジョーちゃん。
The drunk man reached out and grabbed her calf as she tried to walk by. The sensation of his rough skin against her sent a chill down her spine. Please stop.
手を離せって。リーダーに殺されても知らねえぞ。おとなしくスラムの娼婦で我慢しとけ。
そいつは勘弁だ。病気が移ったらどうすんだ。
リーダーになぶり殺されるよりは病死の方がまだマシだろうよ。
わかったよ。
She felt slightly relieved when he finally let go of her leg. Of course, she couldn't be completely relaxed in her current situation. All she could do was keep walking forward as the hand on her arm dragged her along. The rabbit meat cooking on the fire crackled and popped ominously. Meanwhile, just as Kiri was about to step into the kitchen, a soldado stopped him. He told Kiri that several reports had arrived before handing him a stack of memos.
こういうことは本当に早いですね。
Kiri took the papers with one hand and dismissed his subordinate with the other. Meanwhile, in Townsville, he leaned against the wall and glanced over the pages.
これは勝手気ままなことを。
Put the pages in his pocket and then pulled a wine glass from the cabinet and poured himself some water. He wrapped the glass in a silk handkerchief to avoid getting his gloves wet.
カラミヤ、九段についてですが。
Nothing answered him but the sound of slow, steady breathing. When he walked over to the sofa, he found Carmia sleeping soundly.
私の気苦労も知らずによくもまあ。
Kiri sat down on one of the sofa's armrests, taking a sip of water from his glass. Then he slowly tilted the glass over, just above the sleeping Carmia's head.
おはようございます。食後すぐに眠るとふくよかライオンになりますよ。
お前、もっとソフトな起こし方があるだろう。
トマトジュースやミルクを選ばなかっただけ良心的だと思ってほしいものです。
Kiri tossed the handkerchief he'd wrapped around the glass at Carmia. The Don used it to wipe his face off before glaring back at him.
想定通りことは動いているようです。
そっか。状況は
良くもなく悪くもなくですね。私の手腕があればどうにでもなりますけど。
頼りにしてるぜ、キリエ。
え、全力は尽くしませんけどね。
おとなしくしてろよ。騒いだって無駄だからな。
Ow.
どうしてあんたがここに。
Hey, how's it going? I'm here to rescue you. I wanted to save you, Mr. Axel, but then they caught me. I'm here to rescue you. This is my rescue operation. Isn't it going really well?
何のために逃がしたと思っているんだ。あんたを無事に屋敷に戻すためだぞ。
I know that, but both Mr. Karamiya and Mr. Kiri said they weren't going to help you.
ボスたちは間違っていない。当然の判断だ。
Please don't say that. Aren't you all close friends? It's my fault this happened to you. I just couldn't stand by and do nothing. So I came to talk to Mr. Caesar. I was going to ask him to take me and let you go.
交渉に素直に応じる奴らだと本気で思っていたのか。
See, I'm gonna stop you right there. You can just stop after the word think, and the answer is no. No, not even once. Thinking? No, never. Well,
あんたはバカだ。
she sure is.
奴らと接触すればどういう目に遭うか想像さえできな
No,
かっ
she
たのか。
can't. I know everything's going to be okay. I was alone in the beginning anyway. Amelia Oz has done so much for me. I just wanted to bring you home, Mr. Axel.
客人。その発言、僕は認めない。
Huh? Mm-hmm.
ファミリーは全身全霊で守る。それが規則だ。ゲストである以上、あんたをファミリーと同等に扱えとボスに言われている。あんたは一人じゃない。あんたの取った行動は微塵も評価できないが、気持ちは嬉しく思う。
I have hydrated. Mr. Axel.
急に騒がしくなったな。
よう、キャンプファイヤー楽しそうだな。
It's like one of my Japanese animes.
My god, it's just like my Japanese animes! This, by the way, is a check. If we had higher affection with Kiryu, he would be here right now.
お前はオズの。
おっと、安息の日曜なんだ。武器なんて持つなよ。俺の部下と大切な客人が焚き火に参加してるらしいじゃないか。お互いのため何も言わずに返してもらうわけにはいかねえか。
そいつは無理な相談だ。捕らえた獲物を逃がすほどウォールフガングは甘くねえよ。
そうか、それなら仕方ねえな。後悔しても遅いぜ。覚悟しろよ、ワン子供。
グリムファミリー、ここに。
アンデルセンファミリーはここだぞ。
長靴ファミリー、ここに。
ハイジファミリー、ちゃんといるわよ。
オズファミリー、戦闘配置につけ。スラム街出身でも日曜協定ぐらいは知ってるだろ。そいつはな、ただの口約束じゃないんだ。破ったやつには厳しい罰があるんだよ。
対象はマフィアだけじゃない。街中で発生する争いごと全てに適用される。
規律を乱す者は私が許さん。
アンデはアンデの新作の火薬が使えるならどうだっていいぞ。
アンデ、森の中だから気をつけようね。
こんな夜中に何招集してくれちゃってんのよ。ペーター、さっさと片付けちゃいなさい。
I forgot about Peter! How could I forget about Peter?
時刻は0時。安息の日曜は終わったようですね。
よし、協定の名のもとに対象を駆逐しろ。
ゲコゲーコ。
ええ、解いて差し上げてください。
ゲコゲコ。
Weren't you?
アンデルセンファミリーのコンシリエーレ、メリサスでございます。こちらは諜報員のロメオ。
ゲコゲーコ。
Jesus fucking Christ, I forgot about that thing as well. But I don't think it's as significant as Peter. I don't think it shows up ever again. I gotta go.
あんたがここにいるということは、この銃声は協定の粛清か？
ええ。違反者はあなた様だけではありませんので。
Offender? What do you mean? Me.
どうやら終わったようですな。
ああ。行くぞ、客人。
Axel picked his jacket up off the ground and put it over an alias. Mr. Axel?
死体なんて見たくないだろ
Yeah, probably not. Axel put his hand on her back and started guiding her across the clearing. Even with her vision obscured, she still felt the discomfort. Smell of singed flesh, a rusty metallic smell. The footsteps were clearly more numerous than she expected from the number of men she'd seen. She could hear the sound of tearing flesh and breaking bones. Faint groans, anguished wails. On the other side of the cloth was a world grayer and dimmer than she could have ever imagined from inside the town.
おかえり、アクセル、お嬢さん。
Hey, how's it going? Mr. Karamia, Mr. Kiryu.
何も言わず単身で敵地に乗り込むなんて極めて愚かですね。
I'm sorry.
長靴ファミリー、死傷者及び負傷者なし。撤退する。
アンデルセンはすでに帰ったようだ。こちらも町へ戻る。
あ、来てくれてありがとな。
協定に従ったまでだ。では。
ペーターが 2,3 人やっちゃったみたいだけど、相手は犬っころの手下だし問題ないわよね。
ええ、葬儀屋はこちらで手配します。
そう、助かるわ。てか助けたのは私なんだから助かるもクソもないわよね。はっ、帰るわよペータ
ー。 Bye, Peter.
さて、残るは俺たちだけだな。
アクセル、分かっていますね。
Axel nodded and then got down on his knees, his back still straight as an arrow. Mr. Axel? He showed no reaction to an alias calling his name and instead looked back at Kiryu. He's gotta cut his pinky off now.
図が高いですよ。
Kiryu kicked Axel's shoulder hard, knocking him down to the ground. Karamia pulled the pistol from the holster at his hip and pointed at his Kappa regime's chest. Mr. Kiryu!
お嬢さん、手出しは無用だ。
But... That's a good choice. The moonlight streaming through the trees shone on Kiryu's back. Drawing his own pistol, he narrowed his ice blue eyes and took aim at Axel's brow.
アクセル、処分される理由を述べなさい。
協定の規則を破り、銃器を使用した。
よくできました。では、裁きを受けなさい。
Man, sure is a shame we missed our chance to romance Axel, huh? He's gone forever. Goodbye. Morning already. Warm sunlight streamed in through the windows. Outside she could hear birds chirping. It was almost as if the previous night had just been a dream. Ah. Mr. Axel!
どうした？朝の挨拶なしに。
呼んだか？
He's fine. Mr. Axel! Nelius patted Axel down. He's not a ghost. He's alive. I'm so glad you're okay, Mr. Axel.
何をする？話してくれ。
なんだいつの間に抱き合うような仲になったんだ？
客人が一方的に抱きついているだけで、僕は何も。さあ、離れてくれ。
Sorry. My mind just went blank after Mr. Kiryu shot Mr. Axel.
撃っていないと何度言えば理解していただけるんでしょうね。
You thought Trudy. That's where we are. Mr. Kiryu!
アクセルではなく地面を撃ったんです。私が仲間を殺すような非道に見えますか？
I think you do.
見える。
見えない方がおかしいな。
否定も三重奏となれば三時のように思えてきますね。
If you weren't trying to shoot Mr. Axel, then why?
これをご覧なさい。
Kiryu interrupted an alias, pulling a scrap of paper from his pocket and handing it to her. Familia Grimm cleaning the main street. Familia Anderson buying 11 dozen matches.
違反者アクセルに対して各ファミリーから寄せられた罰則です。本来ならば領地の一部没収であるところを私の手腕でこの程度に引き下げさせました。その苦労を思えば諸悪の根源を打ちたくもなりますよ。
So he really did want to shoot him.
アクセル、今日の定期巡回は結構ですから、食事を終え次第 ソルジャーを数名連れてグリムの屋敷へ向かい、清掃の指示を仰いでください。
わかった。
あと1週間甘いもの禁止な。
それも協定の罰則ですか？
まさか。これは俺たちを心配させたことに対するファミリーからの罰だ。
ラジャー。
Poor thing. Mr. Axel? Can I help out with cleaning?
いらない。これは僕に対する罰則だ。本来ならソルジャーの力も必要ない。
But
いらないと言っているんだ。君には耳がついていないのか？
I'm sorry.
分かってくれればいい。それと、僕も敬語は不要だ。
Huh?
ヘンゼルと言っていただろう。敬語を使うとか、使わないだとか。僕はカラミヤさんやキリエと違い、ただの幹部だ。特別視されるような立場じゃない。
But
いいから、使わないでくれ。僕もあんたのことを名で呼ぶ。それでおあいこになる。だろう。
okay, that works. He took his outstretched hand. So I can call you Axel then?
ああ。君の好きにしてくれて構わない。
Okay, thanks. It's a little embarrassing to hear Axel call me by my name.
キリエ、俺そろそろこの空気と腹が限界なんだが。
奇遇ですね。私もです。今からでも遅くありません。腹部を3発程度打って診療所送りにしましょうか。
ボス、キリエ。
Oh god, this music. When did you two?
僕とお付き合いしてくださいというところからです。
I remember this music. I remember it all too well.
違う違う。君は僕の太陽だ。愛してるってとこだ。
そのようなことは一言も言っていません。失礼します。
Axel, what about breakfast?
外で済ませる。
お嬢さん、この短期間でよーくあいつを手なずけられたな。
異性の強みといったところでしょうか。
Sir.
次は私を魅了してみませんか？
Mr. Kiri?
はーい。悪い虫がつかないよう、カラミヤさんと楽しく食事をしような。
失礼ですね。私は虫ではなくカカシですよ。
Hey look, we have a new friend that we can visit. We can go visit Oscar Wilde Street and our good friend Manboy. Where we droppin'? Keep away, detective. Thanks for hanging out. Hi, Arten. How are you? On a school night, I know. Having just arrived and knowing nothing about any of these characters, pick one of them that we're gonna hang out with. No pressure. Accept all of the pressure. I'm trying to remember why specifically this one. I think part of it was the triangles. Interesting. I know. Oh, I'm so tempted. Oh, I'm so tempted. No. No, no, no. I wish to leave a good first impression of this game. We will not go to hang out. Oscar Wilde Street. We'll continue as we are. Hello, Dr. Crow.
ああ、君か。いいところに来てくれたね。
Excellent timing.
こっちへ来て、椅子に座ってくれないか。
Okay.
なるほど。
What's so interesting about my arm?
見ているのは腕だけじゃないけどね。怪我をしていないか確認したんだ。本当はちゃんとした触診をしたいところだけど、その様子じゃ何も問題なさそうだね。
Examination? Why?
何のためって。単身でウォールフ玩具に乗り込んだんだろ。彼らの気性を考えれば無傷なのが不思議なぐらいだよ。
Yes, it really is.
君という人はのんきなものだ。もう少し危機感を持ってくれないかな。
Not one thought in that head. Arm fetish.
病気や怪我は治せても生き返らせることはできない。死んでからでは治せるものも治せない。もっと自分を大事にすることだ。わかったね。
Okay. I understand. I'll be more careful. I would be very happy if you did as you say. Helpless people seem to have a propensity for sticking their neck into danger. I'll be fine. Probably. Probably? Breaking your promise already? I didn't mean it that way. It's just hard to make a promise like that with absolute certainty. I see. Well, I guess the situation you're in makes it a bit difficult after all. So long as you're with Amelia Oz, there are any number of opportunities for you to be embroiled in conflict. However, you do have the ability to decide whether to join in. You want to keep your head, regardless of the situation. Yes, I'll try my best. Please do. There isn't anything more emotionally trying than performing an autopsy, knowing there is absolutely nothing I can do to change the situation. Thanks. Cool, good talk. See you next week. The morning sun shone through the windows, rousing her from her slumber. She slowly opened her eyes, the now familiar sight of the ceiling coming into view. It's morning. Ellie sat up and stretched. I guess this is my 4th week here now. She woke just as she had on that day in the back alley, but this time she retained her memories, if only from the past 4 weeks. I wonder if I'll ever figure it out. She didn't have so much as a fragment of the memories she must have lost. To her, it felt as though she'd never had any to begin with. Well, I'm sure it'll work out somehow. There wasn't anything she could do about what she didn't know, which is so much, so many. All she could do was trust in her precious present and future. I hope today is a wonderful day. God. Ugh. Ugh. Good morning, Mr. Karamiya, Mr. Kiryu. When she looked into the living room, she saw Karamiya and Kiryu were sitting on the couch. Seemingly finished with breakfast already, they were relaxing as they sipped at some rosehip tea. Oh, yummy.
Oh, おはよう。おはようございます。今日も愛らしいですね。
Mr. Kiryu?
お前、朝っぱらからよくそんなこと言えるな。
女性を褒めるのに時間帯は関係ないでしょね
え。どいてくれないか。
She turned around to find Axel standing behind her, a grouchy expression on his face. Oh, I'm sorry.
謝る必要はない。ボス、見回りは完了。異常なしです。
了解。お疲れ様。飯まだだろ。お嬢さんと一緒に食えよ。
彼女と？
彼女がまだ朝食をとっていないというだけで深い意味はありません。まあどうしてもというのなら深い意味をつけて差し上げてもよろしいですか？
いらない。行こ
う。OK
あの二人見ていて微笑ましいですね。
お前はアクセルが慌てる様を見るのが楽しいだけだろ。
まったく、キリエは何を考えているんだ。
Axel sat down and reached for the basket of bread in the middle of the table. Don't tell me you're also just gonna have bread for breakfast. That's not breakfast! Nelius poured 2 glasses of orange juice and handed one to Axel. That I can approve of. Do you not like Mr. Kyrie, Axel?
嫌いではないが、苦手だ。あんなやつ、好きになれる方がおかしい。
Really? Axel tilted his head in response.
君はキリエのことをどう思っているんだ？
Well, see, I don't think is the thing. That's the thing you need to know, is that I don't think. Oh, let's play the character. He's just wonderful. He's a wonderful person, I guess. You're talking about Kyrie. Oh. Yes, Mr. Kyrie. He's so polite and elegant. Axel brought his hand to his mouth and hung his head. After thinking for a moment, he glanced up at Amnesiac.
ボスではなく。
I think Mr. Karmi is wonderful as well, but I think Mr. Kyrie is a really captivating person.
ありえない。それはありえない。ボスなら納得できるものの。悪趣味だ。
私への真っ当な評価を焼いた上に悪趣味だと言い捨てるなんて随分幼稚です
How's it going? Mr. Kyrie? He looked over to where the voice had come from and saw Kyrie standing there, leaning against the wall. He smiled as he traced the rim of the teacup he was holding with his finger.
陰口を叩くなんていけない子たちですね。
何の用だ？
そんなに警戒しないでください。同じファミリーでしょ？
Kyrie set his teacup in the sink and sat down next to her. Resting one elbow on the table, he reached out for her hair.
働きもせず、食べ遊び、眠るだけの生活は楽しいですか？家畜のようにただ生かされているだけの日々は楽しいかと聞いているんです。ああ、恥じることも己を責めることも不要です。承知の上でその身を預かっているのですから。
キリエ、回りくどい話はやめろ。彼女をいじめに来たんじゃないだろ
う。ええ、ビジネスの話をしに来たんです。今の私の話で後ろめたくなっているはずの彼女を利用させていただこうと思いまして。
Translation: I thought she just might like to solve a problem that I made for her. Thanks. Business?
はい。私たちのためにあなたの体を貸していただきたいのです。
My body. Kyrie's eyes didn't give away his intent, and that just made Amnesiac all the more anxious.
一体何をさせるつもりなんだ?
Axel said, almost like he was voicing Amnesiac's own concerns.
何を考えているかわからないほどウブなんですか？女性の体を借りてすることなんてあれしかないじゃないですか。
お前！
あなたにミスコンテストに出場していただきたいのです。
Beauty pageant?
ええ、この町では住民のための祭りが頻繁に開催されていまして、そのうちの一つが来週行われる全マフィア共催のミスコンテスト。町で一番の美女を決める大会です。毎年運営資金を出すだけでしたが、 今年はあなたがいらっしゃいますから、オズファミリーの代表として出場していただけますよね。
Play the character. I'll give it a shot. The idea of being in a beauty contest is a little embarrassing, but since Mr. Curie asked, I don't know if I'll be able to live up to your expectations, but I'll give it a shot.
ありがとうございます。承諾していただけて嬉しいですよ。お食事中申し訳ありませんが、カラミアに参加の意思を伝えてきてもらっていいですか？
Sure.
私はコンテストのことを言っていたのですが、もしかして別のことを想像してたりしました？
黙れ。
例えば夜の相手とか、そういった類のことだと思いました？
黙れ。
やれやれ、図星ですか。純真をこじらせたものの妄想力は恐ろしいですね。
I heard that fucking yada yada.
黙れって言っているだろう。だいたい変な言い方をするキリエが悪い。お前のせいだ。
はいはい、そういうことで構いませんよ。ちょっと前までは客人と呼び疎んじていたのに、すっかり保護者面ですね。
悪いか？
いいえ、ちっとも。その気持ちわからないでもないですから。ねえ、いつか彼女をめぐって対立する日が来たらどうします？
彼女はただの保護対象だ。そんな感情は抱かない。
本当ですか？それは困りますね。男女のもつれほど楽しい修羅場はないのに。
お、知った面々がいるな。
こんにちは、皆さん。
あなたたちもミスコンテスト用の服の仕立てに来たのですか？
ああ、コンテスト自体には不服だが、町の行事であれば無視できまい。
Attracts.
女性の美醜を競わせようなど、どこの誰が言い始めたのだろうな。悪趣味にも程があるぞ。
今年はお前が出るのか？
まさか部下の一人に出場させる。そちらはもしや彼女が出るのか？
はい。
ああ、協賛金を出すだけより儲かると思ってな。
そうか。貴様も大変だな。
Does the pageant require you to do difficult things?
いや、着飾り、舞台の上にただ棒のように立っているだけだ。だが、大衆の前で勝手に優劣をつけられ、結果を受け入れることを強要させられる。精神的な負担にはなるだろうな。
Yeah.
出場は君の意思なのか、それとも強要されたのか。
I mean, they did ask me, but it's. You know what? No, 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 no. Hang on, let me see. Let me see. I was asked to do it to help out the familia.
そうか。立場上断れなかったんだな。かわいそうに。
Not quite. Yeah, I'm doing it because I want to. I decided to participate. I was told I'd be helping Familia Oz if I did. Yeah, that sounds better.
それを自分の意思と呼べるかどうかはいささか疑問だが、その心意気は好感が持てるな。
お嬢さん、雑談はそのくらいにしてこっちに来てもらっていいか？
What is it, Mr. Karamiya?
彼女に似合うのはこちらの生地ですよ。
それは模様がうるさすぎる。こっちのシンプルなものがいい。
その生地が好きならご自身のシャツや下着に使えばいいでしょう。あなたの趣味を押し付けないでください。
趣味を押し付けてるのはどっちだ？ムカつく。
とまあ、こんな風に野郎だけで盛り上がっててな。
Mr. Kiri, Axel.
着るのはお嬢さんだ。俺はお嬢さんの気に入った服を選ぶのが一番いいと思っている。あいつらが本格的に喧嘩を始める前にこれってのを決めてもらえないか。
Oh, yes. She glanced over at Kiryu and Mr. and Axel arguing as she reached out for a nearby striped cloth. So cute. Oh, but that one is too. It was her first time in a tailor's. She was like a kid in a candy shop. She wanted everything. Hard to pick just one. I wonder what everyone else is going to wear. Oh no. I've just remembered. She looked around the store and caught sight of Scarlet going to pay.
週半ばに受け取りに来る。それじゃ。
Scarlet!
なんだ
What are you planning to wear, Scarlet? Not one thought. I can't figure out what I should wear for the pageant. I thought I'd use the outfit you're choosing as a starting point. Oh, do you not want to tell me? I'm sorry, I don't...
君は一体何を言っているんだ
What?
僕はコンテストに参加しない
What? Why? You're so cute.
僕は男だ
Look at that face. Look at those eyes. You think there's a thought in there? No. Not one. Man?
ああ、そうだ
Oh, I get it. So Scarlet is an alias, and Man is your real name?
違う全く違う僕の性別は男だ
Thanks.
何度だって言う僕は男だそこ笑うな
まあ女に見えないこともないよな
カラミヤさんまで
Scarlet is a man. I thought you were a girl. I'm so sorry, Mr. Scarlet.
まあ男だと言わなかった僕にも
I don't think it is. No, not at all, Mr. Scarlet.
普通はいちいち説明しなくても誤解されない
I'm sorry, Mr. Scarlet.
いいよ謝罪を受け入れるただ今後は気をつけてほしいそれでは失礼する
Oh no, I think Mr. Scarlet is mad at me.
あんなの怒ったうちに入らないだろうキリエと話してる時のあいつもっと不機嫌だぜ
Really?
スカーレットに限らない。キリエは相手の感情を奏でるのが得意だから。
逆に問いたい。キリエと話していて楽しい者はいるのか
No, Utanya. Utanya, no.
散々な言われようですね。
Oh hey, we have a new friend. Wow, and that's our only chance. We don't take that chance, it's gone. Fun. New friend. Hello. Suppose we may as well continue. Dr. Crow, do you know about the beauty pageant? Of course I do. Yes, of course I do. It's a festival to decide the most beautiful woman in town. You wouldn't happen to be participating this year, would you? How did you know? I didn't. I simply guessed. Is Familia Oz putting you up this year? Guess it's not that unusual considering Kiryu's personality. Take care not to get too nervous and faint on stage. I'll be careful.
そうか。もうそんな時期か。診療所にこもっていると季節の流れに鈍感になってしまうからいけないな。
You don't go out much?
ああ。いざっていう時に医者がいないと困るだろう。もっとも、君とこうしてのんびり話していられるぐらいには暇なんだけどさ。そうか。ミスコンテストか。その昔、僕の妻も出たことがある。
Your wife?
ああ。代表となれたことをすごく喜んでいたっけ。彼女は見事優勝して、あの時の笑顔は 今でも忘れられない。
Really? I'm surprised to hear he has a wife. Funny how you use present tense. I want to win too! I like your enthusiasm. It's much better than looking back in regret. I'd like to get a good result since I'm entering and all. So, Could you tell me how your wife won? Well, you can't? I would love to ask her, but she's a very busy person, so it's rather difficult. Oh. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll win. I don't have any plans for the day of the pageant yet. I'll vote for you if I'm around. Really? Thank you so much! On the day of the pageant, not a single cloud obscured the clear blue sky. The wooden door made a pleasing sound when she opened it. Amnesiac closed her eyes as the gentle breeze ruffled her hair and the warmth of the risen sun caressed her skin. As she closed the door to the cottage behind her, she took a deep breath of fresh air, relaxing as the sweet smell of flowers filled her nose. Oh boy, I hope this is okay. Picked up a bit of her skirt and twirled. She checked herself over in the mirror numerous times while she was getting ready, but she was still nervous. I'm sure it'll be fine. Something's off, I'm sure Mr. Karami and the others will fix it for me. They may not be participating themselves, but they wouldn't just keep quiet and let her go on looking like a fool. At least she'd decided to believe that. Okay. With a final encouraging nod to herself, she started walking. She left the shade of the roof and entered the brightness of the day. The gleaming sunlight made her squint. Same. She heard footsteps on grass coming towards her. The steps belonged to... And then they just straight up make you choose. I guess that's preferable. People like to know. People like to have some agency over that. Well, since we're on another route... Meeny, miny. Mr. Karamia! Morning, Amnesiac. Are you all ready? Yes, I have you to thank for that. I didn't do anything, though. Karamia smiled, giving her a satisfied nod as he looked her over. That dress looks great on you. You're so pretty, Signorina. Really? Of course. Oh, but I guess your ribbon's a little crooked. Just let me... There. Now you're even prettier. Karamia smiled as he looked at her. With him so close to her, it took her a moment to realize she was holding her breath. What's wrong? Nervous? Oh, no, that's not it. She shook her head as if to say, it's nothing. He raised a quizzical eyebrow, but turned around without commenting, and got up and stretched with the get up and stretch chime. Well, let's get going. Everyone's waiting for you, Signorina. So this is where the pageant is being held. Yep, that's the stage where you and the other contestants will be standing. It's a pretty attention-grabbing spot, isn't it? Naturally, all eyes are going to be on you today. I have high expectations for you, Miss Analius. Okay, I'll do my best. Am I gonna have to do all of these? No. No, Oh, Familia Oz spotted! Good day, friends. Hello, Ande, Mr. Melisis. And you too, Ailing. Hello. You guys are super duper late. We've been waiting this whole time. You just got here too early. It's not even time for things to start yet. We thought you guys got scared and ran away. Surely you jest, as if we'd ever lose to Familia Anderson, even if hell froze over. What did you say? I mean, it's the same every year, right, Axel? Well, I guess you're right. The past is the past. We won't be losing this year. Juliet isn't one to give up. Just yesterday, she ran 3 laps around the pond. Ran? It sure looked like she was swimming when I saw her. Shut up! If I say she was running, she was running! Brace yourself to bow down to Juliet's beauty, little girl! Ha 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 ha! Ande, you sure are brimming with confidence. And nothing else. There's no reason to worry about them. The competitor you should really keep your eyes on is... Familia Adelheid, of course. Miss Heidi. I was surprised when I heard Oz was participating, but I never would have imagined you, of all people, would be a contestant. It was a double shock. But, you know, little girl. Miss Heidi? Every time I look at you, I can't help but think how gangly you look. Gangly? Yes, I was triple shocked to hear you were participating in the beauty pageant. That's not true at all. Signorina is plenty cute. If you could win on being cute alone, we wouldn't need a pageant. Don't you get it? You need curves to make a man drool. Curves! You look like a shriveled up carrot compared to Peter. She's got something to hold on to. The only conceivable winner of this thing is Peter, but be my guest and struggle in vain if you like. Let's go, Peter. Hi, Peter. Oh, you got a thingy in your hair. Oh, so pretty. A carrot. Well, something to hold on to. Guys? Play the character. I guess they are a little small. She put her hands on her chest and hung her head. Axel shook his head and snapped out of it when he noticed Anelius's demeanor. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. Christ. I'm leaving. Axel? Oh, no, what am I saying? Anyway, don't let what Heidi said get to you. You're fine just the way you are, don't worry. Anyway, the contest is about to start. Axel, I'll leave the Signorina in your hands. Understood. I won't let anyone harm a hair on her head. Let's just hope things don't end up like they did last year. Where are Mr. Karami and Mr. Kiri going? Seats for the guests of honor. The Donna Consigliere are expected to be present for the opening and closing ceremonies. There's nothing to worry about. I'll protect you. Protect me? Is the pageant dangerous? I can't guarantee that it won't be. This isn't the day of rest. Anything could happen. It's entirely possible that there could be someone...
見つけたぞ、獲物。
like that. Before Axel could even finish that sentence, a silver-haired man appeared. He brazenly cut through the crowd and approached her.
お前、シーザー。
今日は日曜ではない。ふざけた協定は無効だろ。
Karamia turned around when the man spoke. When he realized it was Caesar, he ran back to Analius.
今日は日曜ではない。ふざけた協定は無効だろ。正々堂々とこの女をいただいていく。
そうはさせな。
ちょっとあんた、待ちなさい。
I'm spared from doing voices. A pompous voice cut Axel off. Heidi stood upon the stage, her arms crossed as she glared at Caesar. Caesar's eyes went wide and he blinked a few times.
なんだおかしい。俺は幻覚を見ているのか。
Hallucinating?
肉が喋るなどありえない。
肉
Oh, you fool.
あんたこのナイスバディを見て肉だって言ったわね。ペーター、こいつを八つ咲きにしなさい。
Heidi jutted her jiggling chins at him. Peter, who had been standing guard next to her, silently nodded in confirmation. Lifting up her skirt, she drew a knife from her garter. Good for Peter. She whipped it from its sheath just as she leapt from the stage towards Caesar.
肉が人に命令するなどありえんが、剣で俺に勝てると思うなよ。
ボス、シーザーはどうしましょうか。
どうするかな、キリエ。
放っておきましょう。ハイジファミリーのペーターは優秀ですから。アクセルは引き続き彼女の警護をお願いします。
わかった。大丈夫。
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't know about Mr. Caesar, though.
もしかして。いや、もしかしなくても、あいつの心配をしているのか。命を狙われているんだぞ。怖くはないのか。
Fear would imply that there's a thought in my head. I am, but I'm not sure why, but I'm kind of worried about him. I don't really understand it, but I have the feeling he's not really a bad person.
無法と名乗っている奴が悪人でなければ、この世界は善人だらけだな。
So, hurry and back me up. Huh? So, it couldn't be. Okay, I'm back. Whoa! Damn it, don't trip over nothing. I'm sorry. Why is so? You didn't know? He's part of the Wolf Gang. Part of... You mean... He's one of Caesar's subordinates. I don't believe you. If you think I'm lying, ask him yourself next time you see him. I can't believe So would be a member of the gang Wolf Gang. Excuse me, is anyone there? Oh, Miss Annelius, whatever is the matter? Mr. Kiryi, about the pageant. Are you really sure I can have the trophy? I'm not sure what I have to do with any of it. You won, so it's only natural that you keep it. Are you dissatisfied with it or something? Oh no, not at all, I just... Now to announce the winners! Familia Adelheide's entrant has been disqualified due to fighting. Familia Grimm's entrant has been disqualified due to fighting as well. Familia Boots' entrant has stepped down to suppress the fight. Which means the winner is Miss Annelius from Familias. What? Congratulations on your victory. Wait! Why did that little girl win? I can't approve, I just can't. Well, you can say that all you like, but Familia Odds had more votes. But why? Well, she's just an animal. What? What's wrong with that? Juliet is so much cuter. She's much better than this mutt of a girl. You know what? I have to agree. She's stunning. My god. Oh. I would give her the trophy, honestly. I must surrender the trophy to Juliet. She's gorgeous. This isn't right at all. Just look at the elegant line of her neck. Does anyone else in town have such a lovely silhouette? Indeed, no one has a silhouette quite like hers, though I'm not sure lovely is the term I'd use. At any rate, strictly going by the poll numbers, she's been selected as runner-up. Are you turning that down? Second place? Yes, the runner-up will receive a silver trophy and prize money. Ooh, that's a huge leap from last place. I'm so happy for you, Juliet. We're gonna party tonight. We'll cook a turkey. It came down to just me and Juliet on a technicality. It just seems kinda wrong to take the title of best in town like that. I thought it was gonna say best in show. Results are results. Please keep it. If you can't accept it, just plot your revenge next year. Win on your own merits next time, okay? Next year. Yes, although there's no guarantee you'll still be here next year. Now, could you take your leave? I won't be able to get anything done if I'm chatting with you. Oh, I'm sorry. Good night, Mr. Curie. Good night. Oh, Signorina. Mr. Carmia, Axel. It's late. You should get to bed. Yeah, I will. With all the hubbub at the festivities, I didn't have a chance to say it. Congratulations on your win, Annelius. Mr. Carmia. Gosh, I'm just so happy. So happy I'm playing the character. Mr. Curie did tell me I should accept it. Thank you very much. She shook off her hesitation and smiled. I knew you were going to win. Carmia smiled back and reached out for her hat, only to immediately pull his hand back. Good boy. Oh, I shouldn't be doing that. Bad habit. You're a woman, not a little kid. I shouldn't be petting your head. You shouldn't be touching me without permission in general. He put his hand down and shrugged. It's a very special trophy. Don't lose it. I won't. Oh, sorry. You said you wanted to get to bed, but we keep detaining you. Good night, Signorina. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, Mr. Carmia. Axel. Please save me from doing voices. Please save me. Yay, thank you. Wait, shit, no. We're going to see you. Yeah, well, I mean, just normal. Yeah. Having a trophy is so nice. She lifted it up, examining it from every angle. She'd been so confused when they first told her she'd won, but as time went on, she felt happier and happier about it. I know, I should show Dr. Crow. Dr. Crow! It's completely silent. I guess he's not here. He said he never really goes out, though. Huh? No. Who is that? Such pretty blonde hair. It glimmers in the light. Maybe he's the doctor's friend. Oh, it seems like he's waking up. Huh? You know my name? Are you a relative of Dr. Crow's? You don't look a thing like him. But your clothes are the same color. I'm sorry, are you a friend of Dr. Crow?
知り合いも何も僕はロビンフット本人だよ
Huh? No way. The doctor I know doesn't have such a pretty face.
綺麗な顔
Yeah, it's like black and he has a beak and stuff.
くちばしねそれはこれのことかい
The man claiming to be Robin Hood took a few steps away and opened up a drawer. He pulled something out.
君が僕の顔だと言っているのはこれのことかい
Dr. Crow's head! A severed head.
おいしっかりしろ
Not a single thought. Not one. This was the best idea. Good morning, Mr. Carmia. Hang on. No, never mind. Morning, Analius. Nice timing. Nice timing? Yeah, I'm about to make breakfast, but I'm not sure what to make. How about you make a request? A request? Well, I have no thoughts and no agency. I defer to you. Doesn't ring any bells even when I say it out loud. Can I leave it to the chef to decide? Leaving it up to me, huh? I asked you because I wasn't sure in the first place. Then how about pancakes? Mr. Kiryi. Good morning, you two. I wasn't asking you. I was just lending you a hand after Miss Analius rejected your proposal. Shouldn't this be a tearful scene? Do you see anyone crying? If you're trying to come up with something you can serve quickly, pancakes are the obvious option. Come now, hurry it up. Are you fine with pancakes, Signorina? Yes, I'm fine with anything. I have no thoughts. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. Oh, excuse me. How rude of me to yawn in front of a lady. Don't mind me. Were you out late yesterday? Yes, though I guess it would be more accurate to say I was out late again. I would have really liked to have gotten more sleep, but plans are plans. Plans? Dr. Robin will be visiting today to give us our regular physicals. He makes house calls for that? Yes, if we sent all the soldati off to the clinic in groups for it, there would be holes in our security. The additional cost for a house call is a bit of a burden, but in terms of risk, there aren't many other options, and physicals are important. You'll be getting a physical as well, Signorina. Don't eat too much. Okay, I guess, got it. That was delicious.
お粗末様でした。
あのな、朝飯を作ったのは俺だぜ。それを粗末ってなんだ、粗末って。
繊細とは無縁の大雑把な味でしたので。
文句があるならてめえで作れよな。
嫌です。私の手は家事をするのに向いていませんから。
Mr. Kiryi's hands. Her eyes were suddenly drawn to his hands. It was unusual for him not to be wearing his gloves. Just as Kiryi had said, they were completely pristine, free of the wear and tear of work. His skin was smooth and pale, his fingers long and slender. They almost made her feel jealous. Mr. Kiryi, you have such pretty hands.
ええ、そうでしょ。それを使わせようなんて罪だと思いませんか？
家事をしないから綺麗なんだろうが。
If you're gonna complain every time, just cook your own food. You really are a dunce. I did just say that I wouldn't, didn't I? Are your ears broken? If I'm taking something into my body, I have every right to judge the quality of the substance. In that sense, it's your duty to make something that appeals to me, Karamiya. Right? Duty? I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh my, your ignorance makes this much more difficult. Very well, let me explain it so even a simpleton can understand. In short, cut it out and make me something delicious, you stupid lion. Like I said, if you're going to complain, why don't you... What are you arguing about? Axel! Aren't pancakes just so delicious? Axel, these pancakes are delicious! Pancakes! Oh, sorry. For me of all people to lose my composure and shout like that. Oh, don't worry about it. You just surprised me a little. So the Don made those, didn't he? He did. They're fluffy and springy and delicious. Yeah, they are. The Don's pancakes are the best in town. Best in town? Oh, stop. You're making me blush. Yeah, you're wasting your breath complimenting Karmiya's awful cooking just to flatter him. Eh? Yes, what? I wasn't trying to flatter him. They really are delicious. They're cooked just right. They're the perfect size and softness, and the flavor is fantastic. Don't you agree, Analius? I don't think I've really put that much thought into the flavor. I don't put much thought into anything. You haven't? what a waste. I can't understand why you'd do something so wasteful with something you only might get the chance to savor once a month. Axel, cool down, cool down. I'm sorry, it's just... pancakes have a sort of magical hold over me. I just can't control myself. Magic, huh? You really are pathetic for that disgusting slop to have such power over you. Excuse me. Hello, Dr. Crow. Oh, I'm surprised you're coming out to greet me. Thanks for coming, Doctor. I've told the soldati to come into the living room when it's their turn, like usual. Thank you. You Oz fellows are great. Physicals always go smoothly here. Is it different in other places? Yeah. A lot of the others are not as compliant, nor do they show up on time. If I'm remembering right, Familia Grimm's Gretel was quite a handful, wasn't she? Oh yes. By now I've grown accustomed to her verbal abuse. All I'm doing is trying to give her a checkup. I wonder why she hates me so much. I can't understand it. Sir, everything is ready. Grazie, Axel. All right, Doctor, come right this way. Oh, certainly. And Alias, you're coming too. Huh? Oh, right, I forgot. Signorina, could you wait in your room? My room? Yeah, we can't exactly have you get your physical along with a bunch of guys. I can't. Do you want to see naked men or something? Naked? They only have to take their shirts off. I could perform the examination through undergarments for women, though. That said, it is a bit easier with them off. There's nothing interesting about looking at naked men, so do as the Don says and wait in your room, says you. Okay, I will. I wonder how long physicals take. She lay down on her bed alone in her room. I'm so bored. Maybe I should borrow a book from Mr. Carmia. She thought, but if I ran into Mr. Carmia naked... She knew that with a personality like his, something like that wouldn't bother him. Still, the mere thought of caused her to instantly lose all desire to leave her room. I guess I should just take a nap since I don't have anything else to do. A soft sound reached her ears. It was just loud enough to rouse her from her slumber. I'm still tired, but... She rubbed her eyes and got up. See, I'm playing the character still. It's fine. I'll be right there. I'm sorry for making you wait so long. Whoa! What's wrong? You startled me, Doctor. Startled you? Anyone would be startled if someone dressed in all black suddenly appeared at their door, wouldn't they? At least I think so. Oh, you mean what I'm wearing? Well, don't worry about me. Come on, let's get you checked out. Right here? Yes, don't worry, I have all my instruments with me. You can keep some undergarments on. I thought you would probably be more comfortable here than in the main house. Well, that is true. I'm in your hands, Doctor. Mr. Carmia? Oh, an Alias and Dr. Robin. Finished with her physical. Yes, I'm heading back now. Thank you for coming out. I'm counting on you next month as well. How did your checkup go, Signorina? He said there wasn't really anything wrong with me. How about you, Mr. Carmia? Same here. I'm the very picture of health. That's good. What about you, Axel? Though judging from your demeanor, I'm guessing nothing's out of the ordinary for you. Yeah, I've never had any particular issues. I guess your good health is your only redeeming feature. Couldn't we say the same for you? Oh please, don't lump me together with you. I have 100 more redeeming qualities than you. Well, I'm just glad everyone is well. Health is more important than anything. If you're feeling even a little under the weather, go see the doctor. He gets really annoying if you just try to ignore health problems. Dr. Robin Hood does have a bad case of medical curiosity after all. Me from doing more is cute. Away we go! if we can finish this round. I don't remember. I'll go till 6. I'll go until 6. Hello?
ああ、君か。今日も遊びに来たのかい？ほんと、物好きだね。
Oh, good, you're here.
よかったって。それはどういう意味だい？
I'm so happy you're alive. I thought you were dead. I think Axel carried me back to the estate when I collapsed in the clinic. Who was that person? Maybe my eyes were playing tricks on me.
気になるかい？
Huh?
君が見た男の正体だよ。
Oh my god.
僕だ。
Molting?
違う。これはただのマスクだ。
A mask?
ああ、そうだ。仮面みたいなものさ。
So it's not a severed head?
当然。こんな顔の生き物が実在したら気持ち悪くて仕方ないだろ。
True. It doesn't even have eyes. Yeah. You said you can't fly, didn't you? Yes, I did. Though I guess now that I think about it, it was more like a mask than a beak. Well, it is a mask. And your voice wasn't all squawky like a crow either. Well, yes. And you sure were thinking about a lot of things you never mentioned. Me thinking? You're mistaken. Well, of course. I had to convince myself that there could be a person who was half bird and half human. Wait, if they're half bird and half human, maybe it'd still be weird to call them a person. What would you call someone like that, Doctor? I'm not sure why it matters. I am a person after all. Oh, right. Well, now I know you're not actually a crow, Doctor. But can I keep calling you Dr. Crow until I get used to this?
構わないよ。好きにすればいい。
Thanks.
どうしたんだい？うつむいて。
Oh, no, there's just too much of a disconnect between how you usually look, I guess. You're just so pretty, I can't stop staring.
綺麗ね。喜んでいいのやらわからないな。
I'm not just being nice, you really are pretty. Why do you cover your pretty face up with a mask? It seems like such a waste.
それは必要だからだよ。
Need to?
ああ。僕には必要な行為だからさ。
How mysterious. Woo! The weather's so nice. She set down the now empty watering can and stretched her limbs. The freshly watered plants glittered in the sunshine. I don't think I have anything else to do today. It was only natural that a freeloader like herself was rarely given any responsibilities. Maybe I should go out for a bit. Oh no. Oh no. I'm Ember.
ああ、いいところに。
Never mind? Just as she was walking out the gate, someone called out to her. When she turned towards the voice, she saw Mr. Kiryu. Kiryu took off his hat and placed it over his chest, giving her a little nod.
今お暇ですよね。よろしければ私の散歩に付き合いませんか？
Never mind, I remembered incorrectly. With you?
ええ、そうです。
You mean all alone with you?
何かご不満でも？
Problem. If it's Mr. Kiryu we're talking about, he must have some kind of ulterior motive. You learn fast. I guess it's pretty rude to think about him that way, though. Never mind. No, it's not. If you don't mind my company, please allow me to join you.
変なことを言いますね。あなたがいいから誘ったというのに。
they chatted as they walked around the Oz domain. During a pause in their conversation, Kiryu looked Anelia straight in the eyes. During Pride Month?
あなたは私のことをどう思っていますか？私のことを誤解してらっしゃるのではないかと心配しているのです。
Wrong impression?
私のことを意地が悪く冷酷で非情な男だと思っているのではありませんか？
I can't exactly tell him that I sorta do. Of course not. Well, maybe a little, but only a little.
そうですか。
Panicked when she saw Kiryu's expression turn sullen. But I think you're a kind person at heart, even if you say some scary things sometimes. That's what I believe.
本当ですか？
Yeah.
そうですか。やはりあなたは誤解をしているようです。
What?
私は優しさとは無縁のひどい男です。理のためならば何だって切り捨てることができる。たとえそれがあなたであっても迷うことなく排除できる自信があります。
Mr. Kiryu?
脅しているのではありません。同じ敷地内に住む者として知っておいてほしかったんです。
Imagine for a moment that you had a roommate. You had a roommate, and one day they just walk up to you and say, I am a cold and unfeeling person. If it came down to it, I could kill you and dispose of you easily without a second thought. I'm just telling you, because we live in the same house. This is just something you should know about me. Well, see you later.
さあ、暗い話はここまでにして楽しい散歩をしましょう。
Oh boy, is that... What's wrong? Suddenly, a strangely clothed group of people appeared from around a corner. The clothes they were wearing were even darker than Robin Hood's black robes. Their movements were accompanied by the tinkling sound of many bells. They were bearing a long crimson box, taking long and careful strides as they walked down the street. Oh, a funeral procession. Funeral procession? You probably don't know what that means because of your amnesia, I take it. You understand what death is, right? Death from natural causes, death from old age, death from illness, falling over dead, death by car, death by asphyxiation, death by fire, death by cold, death by starvation. Life has many conclusions. Do you know what it actually means to die? Dying is when you stop living, right? You're so profound. In your phrasing, I'd say it's more accurately when you've stopped living. At any rate, I'm convinced you do understand the concept of death. That will make explaining things much easier. That was a funeral procession. Judging by the participants, they were probably carrying the body of someone from the slums. Participant? She looked at the procession again. If what Kiryu had said was correct, the coffin they were carrying had a corpse inside. Even though it was the middle of the day under the warm sunlight, she felt a chill run down her spine. Suddenly, a familiar silhouette caught her eye among the group. Mr. Manboy? No, even from this distance, she could tell it wasn't him. His clothes were the same as Manboy's, but he wasn't the right height and his hair was different. Kiryu looked at her, wondering if something was wrong. With her eyes still on the crowd, she explained, That person's outfit, it looks just like Mr. Manboy's. Naturally, he is employed by that estate as well. That estate? I took you down the street before, didn't I? I told you about the salon my associates and I frequent as well. At the end of that road is another mansion, not the salon, but an office responsible for several public services. One of those services is a funeral parlor. Disposing of the dead like this is part of their job. Disposing of the dead? Yes, it's the same whether you're one of the townspeople or an inhabitant of the slums. If you die, they'll be taking care of you soon enough. They disposed of the corpses from back when you and Axel were captured as well. Very cleanly, might I add. Oh. Yeah, sure, we're stupid. They must be really nice. They must be very kind people. What exactly do you mean by that? Well, I can't imagine taking care of strangers' dead bodies is particularly pleasant. They must be very kind people to do something like that. It's not like they do it out of the kindness of their hearts. It's simply another business. Even if they are just strangers or society's dregs, their bodies will pile up all the same if abandoned. It's unsanitary, and they could spread infectious diseases. That's why the mafiosi decided to entrust them with the job. But why Mr. Manboy and the others? That's not something you need to know. Though, it is rare for them to be performing a service at this hour. Is it? Indeed. If it's a service for someone at the slums, they would normally handle it in the early morning. Perhaps their schedule was particularly busy today. Too many. Do that many people really die? Yes, they do. That's rather normal. A single shot to the chest or head, and even you would be in their care rather quickly. Oh, please don't be so afraid. I have no intention of laying a hand on you at the moment. And on the off chance that I should decide to shoot you, you'd just end up at Dr. Robin Hood's. After all, he's a doctor. I'm sure he'd be able to save your life. Oh, well, that's a relief. I'm sure I could rest easy with Dr. Crow taking care of me. Huh? There's no illness the doctor can't cure, right? Indeed, that is true. He can't heal the dead, though, can he? Like bringing people back to life and stuff? Oh, don't be silly. He's a doctor, not a magician. However capable he may be, he can cure neither old age nor terminal illness. But you just said there's no illness he can't cure. Wait a minute. You just said there's nothing he can't cure. And then you're like, oh, but except for these. I'm sorry. Well, I guess saying there's no illness he can't cure invites misinterpretation. Thank you. You seem to take everything so literally. I guess that's one of your faults. What does a doctor who can treat any illness do when he encounters an incurable disease? Huh? What if there's a way to cure it, but he doesn't know how to perform a technique? The technique. What is such a doctor to do then? Kill the patient? A riddle? Oh no, just thinking aloud. What would you do? Why, I'd find a way, of course. I'd find a way to save the patient, even if you couldn't find one. Even then, I'd keep looking until I did. What if you searched for all eternity and couldn't find it? Mr. Kiryu? My apologies. I enjoy being cruel. If I don't give up, there's still a chance. It'd be a waste to give up hope. Yes, that is true. If you don't give up hope, it will glimmer forever. Thank you very much. I feel a bit braver now. You do? Why? Now that is a secret. Let's go. Wait, Mr. Kiryu. I've changed my mind. We'll stop here. We'll stop here because I would like to spare my voice. What a delight. What a delight. I could definitely come back to this some more. Thank you all for joining me today for this illegal weeknight stream. Illegal weeknight stream of a weird otome from 2013 that captivated my heart so back in the day. Yes, this was delightful. Check off on your bingo cards. Palace says they would like to start streaming more during the week. Because, hey, I sure would like to start streaming more during the week. But... Buts. Eh. At any rate, if I don't live up to my own false promise and stream more during the week, I will see you all on Saturday for more Dual Destinies. Oh, I have a package coming tomorrow. A package with stream stuff. New tech. Very exciting. Not quite as revolutionary as the hand tracker, but still very necessary. It'll definitely help. But yes. Thank you all for joining me today. I appreciate it a whole lot. I'll see you on Saturday. Bye!